Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2-year anniversary of the ReelTok Podcast. 2 years in the book. Incredible. We made it this far. Unfortunately, we're one man down today. We're without George. He is in Nashville, I believe, with his friends. Hopefully he's having a fun time there. I was talking to him a bit on Friday, so he'll be on the Real Quick that will be coming out on Thursday. But he seems like he's having a good time there. Very hot there right now. So yeah, we'll be excited next week to have him back and hear his experience down there in Nashville. Which Seth, what's the Nashville joke?
You're the only 10 I see.
There we go. Cultured Seth Mullen-Furrows. But thank you all for all the support throughout the years. Obviously, we would not be here entering year 3 of the ReelTok Podcast without all of you. And we're going to have a very fun episode today to celebrate the milestone. We're going to be talking some stats about our 2 years so far as a ReelTok Podcast and some fun milestones we've hit. We're going to compare our top 10 favorite films now to what they were at the beginning of the podcast. So Real Quick, episode 14, back in February 2023, we all did a top 10 favorite list of all of our films, and we're going to compare those. And then we're going to do a tier list of all the movies that made over $1 billion at the box office. And then finally, we're going to be talking, or well, maybe not in this order, but we're going to be talking to Scooby-Doo Cinematic Universe run through. A lot of people have been noticing our letterbox logs. We've all been logging Scooby-Doos lately, and everyone's been very confused whether you're a listener of the podcast or just a friend of ours. We've gotten many texts. People be like, what is going on with all the Scooby-Doo watches? But we'll be talking Scooby-Doo today, which unfortunately George can't be here because he's kind of the one I feel like who kicked us off. But
this is idea, I think.
Yeah, we're still going to be talking to Do. And then a couple movie news and latest trailers, but nothing too crazy on that front today. But shout out to our executive producers. We got 4 for the first time ever this week. So huge. Sean Morales, Josh Weimer, and then Stefan Johnson and Stefan Niebrick. Thank you all.
Fucking go!
There we go. You get the LFG from Cam screaming out and blowing out his mic. But yeah, you 4, thank you all so much. Sean, Josh, Stefan, and Stefan. Thank you for helping support the podcast. And thank you to all of our patrons because, the support throughout the past 2 years, genuinely, we mean it. We would not be here today doing episode 104, going into our 3rd year of the podcast each and every week without all of you guys and all of your support. So thank you all so much. We hope you could continue backing us as we keep going forward. And for everyone who's watched, left a like, rated us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, subscribed on YouTube, you all, in your own way, been helping us fuel us forward, getting us to where we are today. So thank you all so much. 2 years is crazy. It's flown by. Like, it's crazy. So we're already here entering year 3, but I'm just happy we made it here. I love the podcast. I love you guys. I love George, and I'm excited to keep this thing rolling and keep it rolling into year 3 and year 4 and keep taking ReelTok to the moon. So with that long intro out of the way, we'll start off with a Cam Walsh suggestion of combining how we doing and how we've been, what have we been watching.
Oh yeah,
the comments gave you good feedback, and entering year 3 now, we're going to be switching it up. So again, George is in Nashville right now, so he's not going to be here. But Seth, how are you doing, and what have you been watching?
Good. As the people have seen, I got Oasis tickets yesterday. Amazing. I cried. I'll be honest. A tear was shed, or a few.
I have never once heard of Oasis in my life.
I haven't either, to be fair. But they've been broken up for what, like 15 years?
They were the biggest band in the world at their peak, though.
Yeah, but
15 years ago, I would have been 10, maybe 9.
I'm not the same age as you, Cam.
I only listened to exclusively Green Day in those ages.
Oh, you guys are
at 10 and 9. I was probably listening to exclusively like Lil Wayne's Carter 3, like that.
Lil Wayne's Carter 3 is fucking amazing, though. Like, I still listen to that now all the time. That shit bangs.
Good album name drop to get Seth to no longer be mad at you and be like, okay.
True. That was a really good one. Well, I mean, Oasis, so they were the second, or they are the second highest selling English band of all time behind the Beatles, obviously. Anyone heard of them? Pretty big. And they broke up in 2009. I was brought up on the Beatles, like my family are massive fans, whatever. And then like a massive feud between the two main brothers. Everyone thought they're never gonna do a reunion. I'll just give you some stats, right? So obviously earlier on this week, it was revealed that they're going to do a reunion tour 16 years after they split. They haven't done anything since. The two brothers have had like 2 solo careers, which have been good. not as good as the peak of Oasis, but yeah. So, for example, like yesterday, so they're just doing like at the moment. I think they're going to be doing global because again, like even in the US, they were huge at their peak. And like just yesterday, I think in the total of the UK, there were a total of like I can't remember what it was now. In England, it was like there was a total of at one point, like I don't know if you guys like have been on like Ticketmaster to get queues and whatever. So at one point at its peak yesterday, there was like 900,000 people ahead of like in a single queue, which was like Ticketmaster broke completely. Like, this is one of the biggest events ever. It sold out completely. I was queuing from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the same screen, had nothing. At one point, I got to the front of the queue, then it refreshed, then took me to the back of the queue. I had a classic like George angry subway tweet just loaded, ready to go, or a few of them. And basically, like they do this thing as well. It's kind of annoying. So the face value tickets were like 150 for like standing, but Ticketmaster do this thing where it's like in demand tickets, so it's dynamic pricing. So when something's really, really in demand, they'll raise it. So I ended up paying quite a bit more than that, but I don't really care, man. Like I'm really, really happy. And I think there was a stat going around that out of everyone that's tried to get tickets, only like 3% would actually manage it in the UK, something like that. Because it was just, you can imagine, like it was crazy.
Where's the show that you got the tickets to?
I got tickets in Edinburgh, and I've actually never been to Edinburgh, and Edinburgh's like meant to be like a lovely city, so that'll be cool. Like I was gonna go for Manchester. The band is from Manchester, and obviously I'm quite close to Manchester, but I was like, let me think tactically here. The chances of me getting Manchester, where they're from, and where the whole culture surrounded for like a significant period and still does today, I'm like, it's not,
smart.
or even London.
You can make it a fun trip out of it.
How big is Edinburgh? Like, is it a large city or?
It's the capital of
Scotland.
Yeah, so it's. I would guess like
get Tyler
population of about 500,000.
Really, I thought about 2 million.
That's pretty big.
It's like it's
the like the metropolitan area might be like 2 million, but yeah, 500,000. That's a good sized city because like yeah,
it's
bigger than
it's a lovely city as well, but I've never been. But yeah, so I'm going there. Then I'm going to take my mom. I was really going to take Anna, but she doesn't fucking know shit about shit. That's the difficulty. She doesn't realize she likes Oasis, but she's not like a huge
girl
fan.
Don't know shit about shit.
True. But yeah, so got tickets. Very happy. Had some people angry messaging me, which was nice. So thank you for that.
Why? Because you got them and they didn't.
Yeah, there's a massive culture about like Oasis. I think you guys will have heard, like, I think especially film is bad enough, but there's a massive gatekeeping thing about bands specifically.
Yeah,
and it's like I grew up with this band. What are we talking about? But yeah, like so to get tickets is like a huge thing because no one ever thought this was going to happen. So I'm really, really glad I did. But yeah, that was cool. I went out last night with Anna. I actually got a little bit drunk on the side. First time in ages. Bit of beer pong, And I beat me once. I beat her once. So even Stevens. Wow, what a show, by the way.
I'm not gonna lie. Only playing 2 matches and accepting a 1-1 is where's the
tiebreaker?
No, we were gonna play 3, but it's like you pay for a certain time, and we ran out of time, and then we had darts afterwards. We had like this this electronic dart thing.
Yeah.
So we couldn't have because I've got a very high competitive edge. So leaving a 1-1 is like pretty tough, And I also had to go for an eye test yesterday. I need glasses again, which is fun. My glasses. There you go.
I said terrible.
Do you have glasses, Cam?
No.
Like my eyesight's really good.
2020.
Nice.
Well, they said like, and I used to have reading glasses, but I never use them anymore. My eyesight's really good, but I think it's just come in front of screens all day. I need a prescription just for the glare and stuff. I'm just in front of screens like 24/7. So I had to get some new glasses. Man, yesterday was a crazy expensive day. So think about this, yeah. Night out, beer pong, whatever. Beer pong was like £40 or something.
That's
which is not.
whack.
That's crazy.
For like the balls, and then like 5 pints of beer. It's like nothing really. Then the darts, then the Oasis tickets, and then I had to get glasses and sunglasses and the test. So yeah, really fun day, one of those. Aside from that, though, I was pretty ill this week, so I didn't do much for the first half of the week. Just had a bad cold, watched a few films. What did I watch? I watched that new horror film that's just come out. Oddity.
Mhm.
Yeah, really, really good. It's actually my favorite horror of the year.
One of my wife's friends, he was asking, like he likes movies a lot, so he was asking, he was like, "Have you seen Oddity? That movie sucks." And I was like, "No, my friend just watched it actually." And
it's good.
I read him your review on Letterboxd, and he's like, "No, that movie sucked," or something like that. Yeah,
no, it's my favorite horror of the year so far. I think
I've heard nothing but good things about it personally.
It's good.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said people
maybe
really
it's just like one of those films that doesn't really translate to the outside movie obsessed crowd, and it's like a very much film Twitter film, maybe, you know.
Maybe.
It was good. I watched Revenge, which is like what's her name? Coral. I don't know. I'm not gonna pronounce her name. You know, the woman who's doing The Substance, which is obviously I think primarily Cannes. Amazing.
That was her most recent film before The Substance.
Her only film, I think.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why I watched it. I hate rape revenge films. I think they're like repulsive and disgusting and just plays out like voyeuristic spectacles. But I think this one really, really great, and it's kind of just like subverts everything you expect to know. That was really, really good. What else did I watch? A lot of Scooby-Doo, obviously. Oppenheimer, rewatched Oppenheimer for the 5th time, I think. It was my first watch outside of the big screen, and it was still amazing. So yeah, shout out Oppenheimer, great film if you haven't seen it. And that's kind of it. To be fair, that's kind of it for me this week.
Cameron,
boring week. Not a whole lot going on. Working on the house a whole lot. Mark it down as 8/29/2024, the day I gave up on doing the house.
Oh wow!
My sister and parents know a contractor who was able to just get it done this weekend. So
all right, walk me through that thought process. What got you there? Was there like a breaking point?
It's just a whole lot, man. It's just a whole lot. The sunlight needed some work. The countertops need some work. There's still a ton of drywall to hang, a ton of and we just like it's been 2 months, can't live in the house we bought, you know, and it's a whole lot of things. So really appreciate my parents for getting in contact with this guy and helping us out, because apparently my sister does real estate, and her fiance does mortgages, so they like know they know this contract. So appreciate them. And yeah, he's like, yeah, we'll have it knocked out this weekend. So yeah, it's just silly how quick people work compared to me, man. It takes me
anyone, to be fair. I don't blame you. I would have given up earlier than you did.
It takes me a day to do like 2 pieces of drywall, and they like got it done yesterday. So really appreciate that.
You crushed it though. You're like, because
I appreciate that. It doesn't
pictures
feel
you
like
send. I'm like, your progress looks great, but that stresses me out. Just like I feel like I'd be so stressed, being like, there's still so much to do. I'm like, how is Cam doing this with all his other stuff he's doing? But yeah, you fought the good fight.
Yeah, called it. And now, like, see, I like the idea of doing projects, you know. And I was talking to my dad about this. I really like the idea of doing projects. Like, that's fun. Like, I want to build a shelf or something, you know, but like remodeling an entire house, I bit off a little bit more than I could chew, for sure.
Well, I've got to say, I had a house viewing the other day.
You had a house viewing? Nice.
Yeah. But we're not buying or renting, because I want to move from Sheffield soon, but we just want more space for like a year or so.
Yeah.
So
wait, you're moving out of Sheffield?
No, we're moving in Sheffield for now, because we're just about to get a cat. Mom needs help a little bit more. So I'm probably going to stay here like another year. But for this year, I just want some more space. I want a new environment. I'm so bored, you know? It's been like 2.5 years here.
Yeah, I feel
but we had a viewing the other day. On the application, they were like, pets, fine. We get there, nice house, nice location, much bigger, big garden, cool. We're like, oh, might apply. Landlord emails us, no pets.
Terrible.
And they're like, well, why the fuck did you know, whatever. We've got another one on like Tuesday, I think. So hopefully we'll get that one.
Nice. But yeah, just tired of it. Very excited to just be able to move in. Like, well, we got to paint like the entire house still, like things like that. Just we have to do, but we can be in the house when we're doing those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
Apparently our inspector wasn't that great because the contractor got in. It's like, this is a problem. This is a problem. This is a problem. I'm like, well, we weren't told that. So that's awesome.
Dude, inspectors suck because I mean they're hired to get the house sold. So they're like basically,
I guess, but
will the buyer die if they move into this house tomorrow? No, pass. Like,
yeah,
I hate it.
Just
sucks.
Unfortunate. But yeah, very, very excited. Hopefully this headache will end. I feel like a weight lifted off my shoulders.
Good.
So very excited about that. So one day I will be in a different location for this podcast one day, and hopefully that location is much more permanent than I have been in these 2 years we've been doing this. I have been in 3 different locations, like my first apartment, renting house, and now my parents' home. So I'm very excited to maybe call someplace my home. But yeah, that's really all that's going on with me. And then I just was binging all sorts of Scooby-Doo this week, just absolutely crushing Scooby-Doo. I'm not even going to look. I watched Across the Spider-Verse again. And as we mentioned last week on the, I actually watched Across the Spider-Verse twice, watched Into the Spider-Verse once. As we mentioned last week, I was like, after talking about them, I just want to go watch them again.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. But
can we do the whole episode in Scooby-Doo voice?
Really?
Should just do the whole thing in that voice. That'd be so good.
The whole Scooby-Doo section
sucks.
The whole Scooby-Doo section.
I love it. I'm in. I'm all for that.
That'd be funny. Right,
all right,
Tyler.
Yeah. Let's see. This week, what happened this week? Busy week of work. Busy week of content creation. College football is back in full swing, and I'm fully back posting college football content every single day. Posting multiple TikToks a day on that account. Like yesterday, I think I posted like 4 or 5. And
when's the next teams still in the college football playoff coming out? Because the Boilers are still in. Damn it!
I was hoping to do it before this pod, but it's just I've had an alarm for 4 and just couldn't get up. But so
understandable.
It'll be right after this, but. Like to get that out as soon as possible on Sunday morning. So I'm going to be kind of like racing after this podcast, like post as fast as possible. But yeah, it was good week for all my teams. Wisconsin played Friday, gave me a heart attack. It's fun in the Discord. We obviously have a lot of people not from America, so don't follow college football a bunch, but we got chatting in the patron Discord, and everyone was kind of like selecting teams. It was very fun. One shout out Haroon. Picked the Wisconsin Badgers, so me and him, guys. But yeah, it's just it's so funny. People have like no idea about college football because like one guy just selected. He's like, I like Philly, or I have my family's close to Philly, so I'm going to pick Temple. And then like Temple lost like 63-0. Like what the heck? Like how his team just like the worst team in the world? I'm like yeah, like some teams.
90% of the college football teams are the worst teams in the world.
Yeah, so you got to be strategic. And then so like 90% are the worst teams ever, and then 9.9% are going to be teams that are just going to let you down in the most heartbreaking ways ever. And then there's Georgia. If you select Georgia, you'll probably be all right. But my teams all did well. Cam's team did well. Purdue. But you also like Michigan, right?
Yeah, I like Michigan. Yep.
Yeah.
I liked Michigan a lot more like prior to going to Purdue. That was my my team.
That was your team growing up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
they did. I'd say Purdue had a better week 1 than Michigan. Michigan looked a little dicey for a bit.
We played shit, but
yeah, but still smooth. Wisconsin almost lost Friday night. Got very, very lucky with the fumbled punt and was able to get a win. It's one of those where like you look at the final scoreboard and like 28-14, won by 2 touchdowns. Not that close of a game, but it easily could have been a loss. And then Penn State, my other team or my other school, won yesterday in like the longest game ever because they had a thunderstorm during halftime. So the total game time was like 7 hours long because they just like were delayed for 3 hours, but got the big win against West Virginia, which I kind of thought I was a little more nervous going into it, but it really wasn't an issue for them.
How are my teams doing this year, Tyler?
Who did you pick again?
The Buckaroos, the Cowboy Captains, the West Hawk Tornadoes, and the Eagle Base. Any of them doing good?
One
Not
of
good
them.
year.
The rest lost. Yeah.
Oh shit, man.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Unfortunately. But yeah. And then let's see. Arizona Wildcats played late last night. put up a bajillion points, 160, 139. So that was good. And then Longhorns was pretty easy win for them too. So good week one, got wins is all that matters. A lot of my friends are from Minnesota, obviously, because I was born there, and they went to University of Minnesota. So heartbreaking loss for them. I think, unless I'm wrong, I think Minnesota might be the only Big Ten team that lost week one. So that's just kind of tough.
Is that a real name, Tyler? Longhorns?
Yeah, it's a cow.
It's a very funny name. Longhorns.
It's just it's an animal. It's a cow, a steer.
Horns down, baby.
Yo.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. Oklahoma fans are funny because they were playing like Temple. I think they were the team that played Temple. They were like every time they show their student section, they'd all just be doing horns down. And it's like it just kind of seems like Texas like that's consumes all their thoughts is just to do horns down. But if you're an Oklahoma fan, let me know. It's just interesting because Riley's family is like a massive college football family, and they're like exactly half Oklahoma, half Texas because she has her mom's side's from Oklahoma, and her aunt and uncle are all like went to UT and they have a bunch of UT in their family. So anytime that rivalry comes to Dallas, which is right in between the two cities, which is where they play the game every year, and her family lives in Dallas, it's like they have the whole family over, and it's a very hostile environment, to say the least. Yeah, but very fun college football being back. But my workload goes up like a million fold is what my workload's at right now. And then got some work travel coming up in September for a couple different weeks. So just going to be a busy month ahead, but didn't do a whole lot for fun this week. Just a lot of content creation and busyness. And as a result, didn't watch a whole lot of movies. I kind of mentioned last week that the cruise was a great break. And when I got back, it was like, I watched like a bajillion movies last week and never got sick of them. And then that just kind of ran out. And I think people maybe kind of noticed it with my Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse score. And, I try to be unbiased. I think I'll revisit it sometime soon because maybe it was just too much Spider-Man, too much movie watching. But I've watched like nothing this week. I watched Casino, which I actually really liked, but to be honest, it took me like 4 different viewings to finish. Not because it was boring or anything, but just because like.
Did you watch it like a TV show? How dare you?
I just couldn't get like time for movies this week, and it's obviously a 3-hour movie, but I really like it. It's not my favorite Scorsese, but it's still a 4-star for me. I think the final hour specifically is like God mode, crazy type stuff. And then Scooby-Doo. So really, that's it. And I didn't get as much Scooby-Doo watched as I wanted to, but enough for us to chat about in the Scooby-Doo section. So really, like maybe low key my weakest week of movie watching in the entire year if we look at like Letterboxd stat wise at the end of the year when we do our wrap up, but we'll keep moving from there though. So there you go. There you have it. The first time we ever combined the what have we been watching and how are we doing. So I think it went over well enough. Yeah.
And it makes sense, doesn't it? It's like the same.
Yeah, I think there's so many times where like we like are talking about what we've been doing, and then we like say we watch something, and we're like, I'll save that for the next bit.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a good suggestion by Cam that the comments echoed. So if you post comments, we do respond to feedback and try and make the show better. That's what we're trying to continuously improve here. But now we will go over some stats. So I don't have anything to share screen wise for this part, but just to lay the land of where we're at for the 2 years we've been together on the ReelTok podcast. So obviously this is episode 104. So we've had 104 episodes of the ReelTok podcast, and for total content duration wise, 9 days, 12 hours, and 48 minutes of ReelTok podcast episode alone content. So if you listen to all episodes front to back, it would take you 9 days, 12 hours, and 48 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then we have Real Quick episode 172 is coming out on Thursday. So 171 Real Quick episodes that consist of movie reviews, drafts, trivias, Q&As, and that's a total content duration of 2 days, 9 hours, and 17 minutes of content from Real Quick alone. So if you listen to all the Real Quicks back to back to back, 2 days, 9 hours, and 17 minutes. Then we have 31 Patreon exclusive episodes that are movie reviews that we just started at the beginning of this year, but we're already cranking out weekly content. That's a total of 10 hours and 19 minutes of content. So that's a total of, over the past 2 years, we have created 306 different episodes of this podcast, and I've delivered over the past 2 years a total of 12 days, 10 hours, and 24 minutes of content. So if you want to become a patron to get access to the Patreon exclusive episodes, and you listen to every Real Talk, every Real Quick, and every Patreon, it'll take you 12 days, 10 hours, and 24 minutes. Actually, a little longer, because by the time you finish those 12 days and 10 hours, you're going to have new episodes of Real Talk real quick and Patreon exclusive. So it's just going to keep on building. That's crazy. 12 and a half days basically of content.
The idea that we've spent that much time together is absurd, and I hate it a little bit. That's insane. That's like my least favorite stat you've ever told, Tyler. I need to go touch some grass.
I think it's electric. 12 days is crazy.
It's insane. It's mightily impressive, I would say, but it's just
we're becoming the MCU. Whereas if we get a new fan, it's like, how do you catch up on the Real Talk lore? And it's like they're just like, there's just too much here. Like
it's too much there. Yeah, that's crazy.
Inside jokes they'll miss. I was watching a couple like small segments of some of our older podcasts when I was prepping for some of these stats and comparing our favorite films, and one of them was we were talking about how Soul was like the most common mentioned like movie on the podcast because Cam would bring it up every single week. I'm like, man, I remember talking about that, but that was just like years ago.
Man, I gotta start bringing up Soul more.
Yeah, and like the first 8 episodes, we did like each person had a hot take of the week, and we would rotate, and then we would just.
Oh my god, yeah, hot take of the week. We just got rid of that quick.
I mean, because at some point you just have to start manufacturing.
At some point, you just like nothing's real. You don't.
You have to hat guy it. Where like I saw someone comment on Hat Guy's video, and like they responded to it, and it was like, Hat Guy actually doesn't have that many hot takes, but he just adds like adverbs before him to like he'll like add like obviously better or like crazily, and like it's like he'll just say like a normal take, but just like add a crazy word. So maybe we'll have to start doing that. Like John Williams is obviously worse than Hans Zimmer at scoring.
We'll do that. We'll do that.
Wrong.
Hey, he was on my draft board for our composers draft, so clearly I'm the John Williams goat. But so those are the stats over the past 2 years, and now I'm gonna compare our top 10 films. So I just pulled our top 10 for current from the Jeopardy we did. I know.
Oh no, I had one.
Oh well, you can change it, but
well, I wanted to, because if you remember, I was like, I forgot that. There was just
ours always change every single day, but I figured it was still interesting enough to compare it to. But you can change yours while we go through yours if you want.
There was just like 3 films I wanted to switch.
Yeah. Well, actually, text me those films real quick because I'll change them for since you put Lord of the Rings 3 times. I'm just gonna put 2 of them in there. And just change Lord of the Rings to 1. So I'm only taking 2 randomly of what you're about to send me. So you've been warned.
Did I have a Michael Mann on the list?
Yeah, you had Heat. All right, but we'll start with George since he's not here.
Wait, Tyler, can you take 3?
Nope. Sorry.
No, I can't.
Send them to me and I'll get them added. But we'll start with George.
I'm saying 3. I go on.
George's top 10. So we have then and now, and we're gonna just go one by one revealing them. So we have the then was Real Quick episode 14 on February 10th, 2023, which in real time, like that's about 1.5 years ago. So it doesn't seem like the craziest gap, but for basically all of us, that's like 500 movies ago, maybe more than that. So it's like a lot can change in a movie taste in that long of a time. So now George's 10th, based on the Jeopardy, is Everybody Wants Some. Mm-hmm. And then his number 10 was The Shining. So The Shining was number 10 for George. Going on to number 9, he had Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
I think that'll be higher than.
You think?
I feel that might have been higher.
It's actually exactly at 9.
Oh, shit.
Exactly at 9. It was number 9, both then and now. So some things change, some things stay the same. Number 8 right now for George is La La Land. And number 8 back then, Old Boy.
Oh, shit.
Top 10 film for George. Number 7 now for George's favorite film, Transformers was in there. It's in there now.
Bad.
Yeah, not back then. Number 7 back then for him, Avengers Infinity War.
Wow.
Crazy. George had Infinity War in the top
film.
10. Yeah, above Into the Spider-Verse. That
is crazy.
What a film.
Yeah.
Number 6 now for George is Back to the Future. I think that one was probably back there somewhere in these top 10.
I think it's higher up.
The Social Network was number 6 for him back then. Number 5 now, Almost Famous, which he hadn't even seen back then. So number 5 then was Whiplash. So he traded one Damien Chazelle for the other. So he's now La La Land is his favorite, but back then it was Whiplash. Now, number 4, Mad Max Fury Road. And then Blade Runner. I remember you used to be a big fan of, but I
think he's
don't hear him talk
still
about it ever really anymore though.
No, yeah, he doesn't talk about it as much, does he?
Number 3 now, Arrival. Number 3 then, Mad Max Fury Road. So Mad Max Fury Road dropping a slot down to 4 instead of 3. Now George's second favorite film is Dune Part 2, which obviously was not out back then. Then number 2 is Arrival. So Dune Part 2 kind of just moving up and bumping a couple down. And then The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight stays the same. So
mid.
Really, Dune Part 2 moved up, moved down Arrival and Mad Max Fury Road since it was released. Whiplash was traded out for La La Land. Avengers was traded out for Transformers. The Shining for Everybody Wants Some. So, yeah, it's
kind of similar, to be fair. Like, it's not that similar in terms of film, but like it's kind of similar in terms of type of film, you know? Like, I think there's like direct comparisons.
I can't believe Avengers Infinity War got swapped out for Transformers. That's brutal. That's brutal, George.
Yeah, it's almost like his movies back then were almost a little more like a little bit more brutal and serious, like Old Boy and The Shining. And now it's like more like Everybody Wants Some, Almost Famous, like more coming of age coded.
Yeah, there's not that much like dark shit there, considering it's George, you know?
He's happier now. Happy fella now.
That's good. I'm gonna stop sharing for 2 seconds while I just quickly.
Tyler, I've sent you my.
I'm changing it. All right.
Do Cam next.
Yep.
Mine, I don't know if you already made the change of across and into, but you may not have. But we'll know in our head as of last week.
Yep, we'll know, and then. All right, I just need 7 more seconds. We are good to go now with Cameron's.
It's a very specific amount of seconds. 7.
Yeah.
7 Pulled out a number there. It's been longer than 7. You're just kind of ad-libbing.
Cam's top 10. Now we saw on the episode 100 special, The Big Short was at number 10.
Bang.
Back then, number 10. Did any of you refresh yourself and go back to ReelTok episode?
No, I had no idea.
So yeah, it was kind of surprised you. Number 10 then was Step Brothers.
Oh, okay.
I still
so traded out one Adam McKay for the other.
Yeah, The Big Short's better. Number
9 now is The Lion King. Back then it was Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, I remember Pitch Perfect.
The infamous saying like
I'll be
88 is the highest you could rate it, but it's
I'll be 100% honest with you. I have no clue what's even on my 2-year special top 10. Like, I've already forgotten that.
Or that episode 100.
So if you think I remember the real quick one, you're wrong.
Well, number 8 a couple weeks ago was The Dark Knight. And then it was The Lion King. So Lion King still in the top 10.
The Lion King should be. I got to be true to myself.
And of course, back in real quick episode 14, we didn't share screens of lists. So I listened to the entire 55-minute episode on 2x speed, just like waiting for it to be like number 10.
Incredible.
And we didn't do at the end where we like, oh, let's list them all 10 through 1. So I had to listen to the whole thing.
Incredible.
Cam, with The Lion King, you were mentioning how it's barely a top 10 movie for you simply because your niece, I believe, was watching it like 7 million times a week and you were getting sick of it, but you still had to give it some shout. Number 7 now for Cam is La La Land. And number 7 then was Jurassic Park.
Damn. I feel like La La Land made both lists, but I truly can't remember.
We'll
I think it did. They will have done.
Sure. Number 6 now for Cameron, Soul.
Yeah, damn right.
And it did not make
Soul
the top 10 list because Soul, you talked about Soul for like 5 minutes after the list. And we're like, I should have put Soul in there, but you did not.
Classic.
Knives Out was at number 6 for you back then.
I think that's been moved up.
Number 5 now, Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't on my first list because I rewatched it. It's like, that's the best movie ever.
Number 5 then, The Big Sick.
Oh, okay.
That's a movie you haven't really talked about. You used to talk about all the time. I remember.
Yeah.
You almost forgot it on the draft.
I rewatched it recently. I did almost forget it.
Did it hit the same or?
Yeah. Still very good. Still
your favorite
one of my
9/11 joke.
Yeah. Still probably the best 9/11 joke. Right there, up there with "Remember Me."
Now for Cam at number 4, Knives Out. So Knives Out bumping up a bit. I don't think on George we saw any movie bump up in the past year and a half. So Knives Out getting a bump from Cam over these year and a half. Then number 4 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So
good movie.
Kind of foreshadowed, I guess. We're gonna have another bump up here because now number 3 for Cam is Dune Part 2.
Yep.
Dune Part 2, and then it was
Did I not have Across the Spider-Verse on my most recent list? That's nuts.
Oh,
fantastic.
Now it's the number 1 for you, but you had the Avengers. The Avengers, Joss Whedon's original.
The Avengers.
Yeah.
Okay.
That deserves some praise from me. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Number 2 now is Empire Strikes Back, and number 1 being Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse, the new buzz of the day.
Switcheroo.
The talk of the town.
I'll be honest. My number 1 now is Across the Spider-Verse. I've just watched
3 weeks ago. It wasn't top 10. I love it.
Exactly.
That's why this shit changes all the time, man.
Incredible.
Number 2 back then though was The Dark Knight, so that's fallen off a bit. And number 1 was The Empire Strikes Back.
Where's the Dark? Oh, it's still there. Okay.
Yeah,
it's still on there. So obviously, like Dune Part 2, and not on the list, but Across the Spider-Verse had not come out at the time, so like you can't throw those on. Everything would just shift down one basically if the Across the Spider-Verse were on there.
Yeah.
If I were smart in any way, but I'm happy with my list now. La La Land, really great. I got to rewatch it just to sit in my pain a little bit more. But yeah, I'm happy with my list now. I don't know, man. Like you said, I look at this and I'm like, damn, I forgot like The Big Sick, or I obviously Across the Spider-Verse, but I forgot this movie. I'm like, maybe that should be in my top 10. So that's the conversation I have in my own head, and then I just end up switching it around a million times. Yeah.
Well, yeah, not some same, some different. Going on to my own now. So now my top 10, Perfect Days came out at 10. Obviously that didn't come out then, so that wouldn't be in it back then. Number 10 then was Good Will Hunting. Number 9 now is Babylon, which also did not. Wait, no, it had come out at that point.
It had come out.
Then it was Game Night at the 9. 8 now, The Social Network.
I know that was higher.
Number 8, The Prestige. Number 7 now, There Will Be Blood.
Yeah,
I was big on Prestige for sure. I had a while with it. I still really love it, but like 2 other Nolans more than it. Then it was Prisoners. Now Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Nightcrawler. AKG appreciation. Mamma Mia in the top 5.
Nice.
Then The Social Network. So The Social Network's dropped a couple slots, but still in my top 10. Now About Time at the 4. Then There Will Be Blood at the 4. So that dropped a little bit as well. Boyhood at the 3. La La Land was at the 3. Good Will Hunting is now at my number 2. And then Boyhood was at my number 2. And then now La La Land being 1 and About Time was number 1. So a lot of the same. The only differences are Game Night and Game Night, The Prestige, Prisoners, Nightcrawler dropped out.
Good Will Hunting had a big increase.
Yeah, it did. I probably watched it twice in the times since, but yeah, we just lost the 2 Jakey G's. We lost Prestige and Game Night, and we replaced them with Babylon, Perfect Days, Mamma Mia, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Incredible.
So those are my changes.
I didn't know Game Night. I thought Game Night was still on yours for some reason.
I mean, similar to like all of our lists, it's like, whatever day of the week I make a list, it could show up in the top 10. But now on to Seth's. I made the tweaks, made the edits.
These weren't entirely ordered. It was just kind of what I thought.
I don't pay too much attention to the order anyways, but just seeing how the top 10 changed. So now number 10, Banshees of Inisherin.
Banshees of Inisherin.
Then number 10 was Memories of Murder.
Oh, okay. I've actually seen Memories of Murder since like just before we did that episode.
Maybe a rewatch. We'll get it
maybe
back in.
Yeah, maybe.
Number 9 now is Heat, Michael Mann. Then number 9 was Alien, Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
Number 8 now, Lost Highway.
That would be like 2, let's be fair.
Number 8 then, Little Miss Sunshine.
Another one I haven't rewatched since this episode.
Yeah, got to get on that. You
still love it though, but I just haven't rewatched it in a while.
Number 7, Titan.
Oh yeah.
Then number 7, No Country for Old Men.
Honestly, not rewatched it since. Very formative film for me. That was in my top 10 for like probably a decade, I feel like.
Yeah. Maybe you're due for a couple of rewatches here.
Yeah, I am.
Number 6 now, Barry Lyndon.
Barry Midden.
Number 6 then.
Barry what?
The Shining.
Midden. The Shining, yeah.
Barry
Still love
Lyndon
The Shining.
Number 1 is crazy.
It's not really. No, it isn't. What do you mean? There's a number 1 from it so far and above anything else ever.
Yeah. So,
number 2.
The number 1 non-Lord of the Rings. Number 5, Silence. Number 5 then, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Another one I haven't rewatched since. I still love it. Like, it's still really highly rated. I just haven't rewatched it. Amazing film. Not a lot, but a couple of Jack Nicholson's missing out actually.
So Alien's the only one out of these that you had rewatched in the time since,
and that still could be considered. To be fair, that's one like your game night. Any given day, Alien. I love Alien, so I watched it like a couple times since at least.
Number 4 now, Cure.
Peak.
Number 4 then, Old Boy.
Yeah, I've rewatched Old Boy once since then. It's still a 5-star for me.
Number 3 now, Persona.
Peak.
Number 3 then, Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Fall off needs to be studied.
Yeah,
it's another. Shaun of the Dead is another one. It's an any given day moment. I have watched a couple times since, and I can watch it whenever. So it's like a game night. Depends how I'm feeling that week. It could still go on though. Realistically,
Shaun of the Dead just have the theatrical like anniversary re-release, or do they have one coming up? I thought it had
they've got another one coming up. I think next month. I can't remember.
Yeah, movie anniversary re-releases are fun, but I don't even know. They happen all the time. Like The Matrix is back in the theaters. For
Matrix has had so many, I swear.
Yeah, the 8th time since we started the podcast.
Literally.
But number 2 now is Spider-Man 2. Number 2 then was Barry Lyndon. And then we all know the number 1, Lord of the Rings.
I appreciate your 1 staying the same. That's good.
I don't think my 1 will ever.
Is he the only one who?
No, George had Dark Knight.
Oh yeah.
Is that
I feel like we're close. I feel like we're like a few weeks away from George not saying the Dark Knight number 1 anymore.
Wait, how many?
Wow, I only had 2? Is one of those for me that I've seen so many. I saw so many times as a kid at like high school or whatever age that it like was so high for so long, and now when I look back on it, I like don't have as much fondness of it just because like I can tell you every scene. I feel like I could run that entire movie, So like I don't know where to put it. Like I don't know if it's still in my top 10 or not, but it is. I don't
That's like me with Old Boy, I think, because that was like my teen favorite film. So it's like
exactly. And
I
like
still
The
love
Lion
it,
King,
but
like The Lion King for the longest time is my number 1 or highest rated animated movie. So like, should I drop it? I don't know. We'll see.
Did I only have 2 stay the same? Wow. Did I have the least stay the same out of any of us?
Lord of the Rings
and Barry Lyndon.
Yeah.
Wow.
You definitely had the least. And
big switch ups.
I think who was number 2? Cam maybe.
No.
I had
no. I think all the 3 of us are kind of like half stayed, half left. But yeah, there we go. We'll check back in on this on the 5-year anniversary, and we'll add a new column to this to see. Yeah, it'll be fun to like keep building out, just like adding more columns and just keep seeing like over time,
seeing the differences.
Like, all right, here we are, whatever date, we're just gonna keep changing these. So yeah, well, Seth and George are now. We'll see who keeps number 1 the same the longest.
My number 1 won't ever change. I think George's will. George's Dark Knight.
Maybe we'll have to clip this. One day you'll be like, I have changed it.
No, it won't. It won't. It simply won't.
For the longest time, Seth.
No, like it's different. I'm telling you. Tyler? Can you imagine me never having Lord of the Rings as my number 1? Really?
No.
I feel you too much. It's too high. It's too high.
Yourself.
Yeah. Well, one day, maybe in the 4th year of Real Talk, they'll have like those TikTok edits that they play of like sports athletes, and it'll be like the little acoustic like, that'll be like my number 1 will never change.
It will never change.
Show your number 1 change. It'll show highlights if you're talking about Lord of the Rings.
It's my number 1. So I was like 5.
Bad edit. Good
song.
Yeah, let's do the do now.
Do the do. Okay.
Yeah, let's do the do. Sponsored by Mountain Dew on our 2nd year anniversary. No, I wish. Shout us. Mountain Dew sponsor us.
I got a Baja Blast sitting in my fridge right now. I'm not gonna lie. I made a Kroger run last night for some milk. And I'm walking by, they got the like refrigerators that are sitting right there. A single Baja Blast was sitting in there. And I said, it's calling my name.
Goblin mask.
It's like the green goblin mask. Yeah, calling to me. I needed it.
So how do we want to go through this? I figured we could just talk about the live action, the 2 of them, and then we can.
No, I don't want to start
the animated ones you've seen.
I don't want to start the live action.
I have
the animated.
I've watched them all. I got like a little Scooby-Doo history.
Yeah. Cam, let's have you host this segment of the pod, the Scooby-Doo pod. Walk us through them.
Can we start with Scoob when we go on to the films?
Yeah, sure. We can.
Because that's like, I think we can collectively agree that Scoob is a standout.
I feel like we should I don't know. I feel like we should start with the other animated ones to talk highly.
But I don't want to like wait until the end to like shit on Scoob. You know?
I mean, there are some I might shit on like during. There was a weird, like era. I don't think you guys watched them of like where it's just Shaggy and Scoob, and Shaggy and Scoob are great, but you need the Fred, the Daphnes, the Velmas of the world to level them out a little bit. But the old Scooby-Doo, the gang, the Mystery Incorporated team created by Joe Ruby and Ken Spears back in 1969 with their first ever animated series. They're obviously bought by Warner Brothers now. They were purchased in 2001, in which they had their Scooby-Doo Where Are You animated series. Or it was absorbed into Warner Bros. Hanna-Barbera. So I don't know if they necessarily were purchased or if they were two companies under the same entity and then absorbed into.
Did you guys grow up watching the show?
I did. Yeah,
I did.
Definitely did.
Yeah, I did.
I was a big Scooby-Doo Where Are You guy.
Yeah.
There's only 3 seasons of Scooby-Doo Where Are You, which feels like
that does
weird.
Fit. Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, wait. This might
have been long seasons.
It's only 17. Okay. Sorry. Scooby-Doo Where Are You was the Hanna-Barbera series that was originally created, not the Warner Brothers series. Sorry. 17 episodes in the first season, 8 in the second, and then 16 in the third. And I feel like as I've just watched through these, there's so much more. Originally, it was titled The Mysteries 5, but then they became the Scooby-Doo crew once they added, obviously, or once they came to fruition, it became Scooby-Doo. It was originally pitched as a rock band with a dog who plays the bongos. Which they have a lot of episodes where they are some sort of musicians.
Musicians, yeah, for sure.
This feels a little biased, but TV Guide in 2013 gave Scooby-Doo the 5th greatest TV cartoon of all time. That feels a little biased to put in a fun facts section.
Putting you on the spot, do you have the 4 ahead of you? 4 ahead of it?
No, I do not.
I guess SpongeBob.
Let's see. TV Guide.
Well, what year did you say that was?
2013.
Okay.
SpongeBob peak will definitely get in there because the peak of SpongeBob was crazy.
Simpsons got to be in there.
Simpsons will be in there. I don't know if like a Family Guy would.
The Simpsons is number 1.
Yeah, that's
Flintstones number 2. Mid. Looney Tunes number 3.
Yeah.
Peanuts number 4. Mid.
Peanuts is a while. Never mind.
Peanuts is not. Peanuts is good.
I get the Charlie Brown love. I'm not there for it. And then Scooby-Doo is 5. SpongeBob is 8. Right behind the Batman animated series at 7. Family Guy's 9. South Park's 10.
Family Guy higher than SpongeBob? That's kind of a travesty.
No. Family Guy's 9. SpongeBob's 8.
Oh, okay.
Iron Man, the animated series, made 31. Kim Possible, 37. Big fan of Phineas and Ferb, 42.
Where's Ed, and Eddie? That should be high now.
Ed and Eddie, I didn't see in my quick scroll. I was never an Ed and Eddie guy. George's favorite Avatar was 14. The Fairly Odd Parents, 24. I don't see Ed and Eddie.
I'm actually surprised that Avatar, because I haven't seen it, but like the ratings for that show are absurdly high. The Last Airbender show. People love that show.
Yeah, people do love it. It's fantastic though. So
I'm just saying, like The Simpsons. Have you guys watched any of the more recent Simpsons episodes? They're like horrific.
Yeah,
they fell off so hard. Same as SpongeBob. They're like the worst fall off ever in like TV. So surprising.
In 1979, Scrappy-Doo was introduced. They had the TV show Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo.
I don't think I watched that.
I was never a Scrappy-Doo guy, and
I like him in
the live action.
The live action, yeah. It's funny,
so that's kind of the backstory on Scooby-Doo. Let's see if I can find how many just shows and movies there are. There's a million. I don't know if the Wikipedia.
There's a lot of films. There's a lot.
Okay, so overview of television shows. It appears there's been 14 TV shows for Scooby-Doo. Let me know how many of these 14 TV shows. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? That one I believe we've seen.
Yeah, so I watched all
the new Scooby-Doo movies. So that's kind of what we'll be talking, or I can talk a couple. Those aren't the animated movies. The Scooby-Doo show, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You came back, Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo, Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo again. So just a lot of reboots. Then we get the new Scooby and Scrappy show, the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo's. I've never seen that.
I think I've seen that one.
A Pup Named Scooby-Doo is definitely something I watched as a kid. That had 4 seasons. This is it. What's New Scooby-Doo is the show I definitely watched.
Yeah.
What's New Scooby-Doo? Again, only 3 seasons, which is crazy. Because as a kid, I feel like I was looking through all these. Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. In 2015, they had a Be Cool Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo Guess Who, and then a Velma show.
You didn't watch the 13 Ghosts? That was a good one, actually.
I never watched the 13 Ghosts. But yeah, so those are the Scooby-Doo shows that we got.
Scooby-Doo's on a rough streak right now of Scoob and Velma being the last 2 content they created.
Content's been real bad recently.
Yeah.
The Velma show, I watched about 2 episodes. People lost their mind because it's like woke. It's really not that bad. It just
it's like the worst IMDb series like rating ever.
Yeah, but they got a season 2. It's almost like it's so bad that they were like, we'll prove them wrong and give you another one. At least I believe they had a season 2. I don't know if it's out yet, but I remember like it was like.
No, I remember a confirmation. I mean, it's just massive IP, though, isn't it? I don't know what they could have done with Velma on their own, though. It just doesn't sound.
It's weird. I think any of the crew, even Shaggy and Scooby, if they're alone and don't have a single other person, and
the
I
whole
could be an idiot, they might have Velma like crossover with some of the other people, but I feel like none of them can stand alone. That's like the beauty of the gang is like they're all different personalities. Daphne and Fred a little similar, but that makes sense because they're like a couple. But Shaggy and Scooby alone could probably have like their own thing, and they have. But yeah, I don't know. Just making a Daphne or a Fred.
If Shaggy and Scooby are on their own, you need other people to keep them in check, though. Otherwise, they just get up to shit.
Yeah,
it's right. Actually, that's a lie because the live action film kind of showed us that they can solve it.
Yeah.
When they need
there's a couple. I mean, and I can't remember which one I was watching. I mean, we'll get through them, but one of them. There's a few in there where it's like, Scooby and Shaggy. If it wasn't like they kind of paint them to be like the losers that are stupid and ruining things, but actually end up saving the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I kind of want to wait for Cam to get back because he's watched the most out of these, and I just ordered it by release order. I feel like that's probably the best way to go through it. But yeah, I've only seen 5, so I'm a fraud. I've seen Scooby-Doo 1 or like live action Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, Scooby-Doo Camp Scare. And Scooby-Doo meets Batman. No, Scooby-Doo meets Batman Brave and the Bold.
Oh, man. You didn't watch Scooby-Doo meets Batman?
No, it wasn't on that.
I think I've seen 15, so I kind of went through quite a bit. I mean, where do we want to start, though? That's the question.
I was going to go release order and just we touch on the ones we've seen because I think Cam said he finished the list. But
okay.
Since he ran off, we can start with something else.
Do you want to start with the live actions?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that. So I like Scooby-Doo 2 more than Scooby-Doo 1, but to me it's like, and I know you like Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 about the same now, but to me it's almost like a Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2 situation where it's not that big of a gap. Like I do like Scooby-Doo 1 quite a good amount. But Scooby-Doo 2 with the monsters, it's
crazy.
Bigger and better. And James Gunn's masterpiece. But Cam,
we'll start with
we're starting with the live action 2, and then we're gonna go just release order through all these animated. So we're talking live action 2 right now.
That's fine. The live actions are movies I didn't love, and I saw the light on. So
good.
Very sorry.
They are, and people say this all the time, and it sounds like we're just exaggerating. The cast, like the casting choices they were just absurdly good.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could not have fit their roles better, their respective roles. And I think that what Scooby-Doo, the live action films manage, what I don't think some of the animated ones, and especially fucking Scoob, which we'll go on to, is they capture the essence. The live action films capture the essence of not only Scooby-Doo and the mystery aspect, but kind of what the whole thing revolves around. That feel of kind of the original show. Like, I think Scooby-Doo 1 and 2 for me, similar to what Tyler said, like, I'm probably the highest on them here. I really like them both. Probably slightly lean more to Monsters Unleashed, because I do think some of the monsters in Monsters Unleashed are like some of the all-time, villains. When you got Minor 49er and the skeleton guys and stuff. And what was the Tar Monster called? It's just called Tar Monster. It's crazy. But I think that they're both really, and I rewatched 1 the other day. I've seen both a lot of times, and 2 I think is even better. I think they're like genuinely funny as well, but not funny to the extent where I think a lot of the jokes in some of the films are kind of either one of two ways, kind of very, very childish humor, which I guess is kind of the point, but also very boomer humor as well, that you can tell they were kind of didn't know what they were writing for. And I think that comes across, especially in Scoob. Sorry, Scoob is getting a lot of strays, but deservedly so. That shit stinks. But the Scooby-Doo 1 and 2, I think, are actually funny in like a way that works within the context of the show and works for kids, but also as you age, you kind of see a lot of the more sort of stupider entities, and I think it just comes across really well in terms of the humor. Like, there are certain moments in 1 or 2 that like genuinely make me cry with laughter. I think they're that funny, and I think that's partly down to the fact of how
the fart scene in 1 that makes you laugh when they just start.
The one in number 1 when like Scooby and Shaggy, that's quite funny. Like more like, so stupid. But I think it's kind of down to the respective choices of the roles. Like, I think I always forget his name. What's his name? Matthew Lillard. I think he's like a perfect Shaggy, and just encapsulates that character. And him and Scoob have this just elite chemistry
in a couple of these movies as well.
Does he?
Yeah, just 1 or 2. But I.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. I can't remember which ones it is now. Yeah, because I had looked at it before. But I think he works like so well in the context of the films. I think they couldn't have cast better. And then you've got kind of the charismatic but ditty approach with Daphne and Fred, which comes across perfectly. And then I also think Velma is just perfectly cast as well. And they just feel like the old gang back together again in the films, which, let's be honest, isn't something that's a recurring thing in modern day live action adaptations. I think that's the main struggle of having the feel of what the original show/film meant to accomplish. And actually, there's like genuine mystery there. Like, I mean, they were on they're kid-like and ridiculous. But I just think they're so silly and they work such a way. But yeah, I love them both, and they're both very, very good. IMO, anyway.
Yeah, I think the casting for all 4 of them are perfect, but I think Matthew Lillard specifically as Shaggy is like an all-time like casting decision. That's
crazy.
It's so perfect. Like, he just nails it. But again, all 4 of them are just so brilliantly fit for their roles, and like you said, it gives you that feel that you're watching like an animated movie of Scooby-Doo brought to life, and not, you can go kind of 2 different adaptations when you make a live action adaptation of either like a video game or a TV show that you turn into a movie or animated show. And you can kind of go for just trying to copy and paste and try and bring that to life and make it real, or you can try and just change it up completely. Sometimes some are better suited for different situations, but for Scooby-Doo, they really just tried to make it feel like the classic animated shows and movies into a live action form. And I think it worked out perfectly. Like, they're fun movies.
This is going to be a horribly creepy statement. All right.
Oh man.
not, I don't know. Maybe canonically, the Scooby-Doo characters are like 15, 16. They're not. They are the age of these actors in my mind. Like,
no, I don't. I think they're
25.
In the later seasons of Scooby-Doo, I think they're like 18, I think. So I think that's what they're meant to.
I looked it up.
Really? No, I'm sure they are.
Fred and Shaggy are 17, Daphne's 16, and Velma's 15. I'm looking it up. I mean,
even in the later seasons,
these actors are all 30.
And that's in season 1. So maybe we can say
yes, it's season 2. Season 2, they're 17 or 18.
But like, animated characters don't age. I'm just going to say out right now, they're the age of the actors. I'm calling them like all 20, 25-year-olds.
Matthew Lillard was
like
32 years old. Yeah, 32 in Scooby-Doo 1.
I just don't want to say it. Like, these are some horny movies here and there. I don't want to say anything weird. People be like, I don't want to say anything weird in general, but I don't want to say anything weird and people be like, these characters are 15. You're fucked up. Like,
well, I don't know if they are actually meant to be.
Canonically, they're Linda Cardellini, Freddie Prinze Jr., Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Matthew Lillard. That's the age of them.
I don't actually know if they're meant to be that old in the live action, or maybe the older half. I don't really know how it works.
No, the older half, because they're like, I don't know. They always get referred to as kids and such in like the animated series. And I'm like, these people are 25. They're old enough. They're working with Batman. They're solving mysteries. They're old enough. They're older than 15 years old. At 15, I would have been shitting my pants. Maybe like Scooby and Shaggy do quite often. But...
Do you reckon that's the reason people don't like the films, in that they just look so? It's amazing that they cast so well and that everyone looks so fucking old. Like Matthew Lillard was like in his early 30s, like playing someone who he assumed to be like 17, 18, whatever. Because what I always think of is, right, so these films, I mean, 1 and 2, I don't actually know what the letterbox. I mean, I think they're not too bad, maybe like low 3s. It does surprise me because like Scooby-Doo, and I hear people hate these, like Cameron until recently with Scooby-Doo 2, and I follow people who watch Scooby-Doo 2 and rate it quite low as well. I don't get it. If you're a Scooby-Doo fan, I don't get it. I think these are the perfect live adaptation, especially 2, when you've got, right, an abundance of monsters that are that fucking stupid and that are re-entries done well, like cartoon villains brought to life in the most silly and absurdist fashion that is genuinely weirdly creepy, especially when you're a kid. Like Minor 49 had creeped me out when I was a kid, and the fucking what's the other guy called? I'm gonna find his fucking name.
The Black Knight, the Tar.
The Black Knight's fun. You know his laugh, and his body just looks so stupid.
Played by Kevin Durant, who recently just Caesar, Prime Caesar,
Proximus Caesar.
What was his name? Hold on.
Who?
I'm trying to find his name. Well, I mean, Caronsville. Oh, it was the Tar Monster and the Cotton Candy Glob. That is the worst. He is like the worst template for a villain ever. Like they just dispose of him immediately by eating him, which is like the crazy.
Yeah, that's incredible though.
Oh, the Vault Monster. Like the way he speaks, like as a kid, genuinely fucking creepy. And they brought him to life in such a way. Like I think he was one of the original ones. And also like, then you've got the really funny, like the zombie and the skeletons, who are just these absolute idiots who possess 0 ounce of scare factor at all.
I didn't like these movies in high school or college. I don't know if it was just me being I don't know, too cool for school kind of guy, too cool for Scoob, I should say, kind of guy. But like as I rewatched these animated movies, and I got through 17 of them, they all have the same formula, and I'm okay with that. Like I think the Scooby-Doo,
it's hard to make it not work. It's like guaranteed 3-star for me.
There are a couple that are lower for me, but my 12 through 1 are a 3-star and up. But I think what works is the fact that they like follow the same scheme of the animated series. You have the really dumb like villains that are just like I think it's fun when Scooby-Doo and like pretend to be a barber and like throw the villain in a chair and then like give them a haircut or something, and that's how they get away from. That's stupid, but like it's a childish like fun.
Or when Scooby-Doo's that's the funny when he's in the airport like pretending to be a woman in the film. And when he's on the plane and no one realizes it makes me laugh every time. They just put like a dress and a hat on him. It's just the funniest shit ever.
It's just dumb, but I think it works a lot more than it did when I was maybe in high school or college. I don't know why. Like I watched the Scooby-Doo, the first one, when I was on my bachelor party like 2 weeks ago. Someone just threw it on, and we just watched it. And it's funny, and it's a classic fun fact to throw out that the writer of it is James Gunn. At one point,
the second one only, right?
No, the first one.
No, he did the first one as well. I think.
I don't think he did the second one. I think it's
he did the second one. He definitely did the second one.
Did he direct the second one too?
No, he didn't direct either.
I guess he wrote and produced.
He wrote both of them,
but he wrote the first one, didn't produce it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right.
So, but yeah, he created the story for the first and such.
Which fascinating connection though, because we talked about how incredible these are as adaptations and bringing like the source material to life in a way that feels tangible. Like, kind of makes sense that now he's running a studio adapting comic book movies or comic books to movies. And yeah, I mean, it just seems like that's his bag. He can bring stuff people love from their childhood and from, you know, years and years ago in terms of the source material and bring it to life in a way other people sometimes struggle to.
Yeah, to me, a lot of the humor in these films like kind of comes across ish in what it's like in the Suicide Squad, for example, or even Guardians, just in the silly aspects of it all and the absurdist humor he kind of collects, where it's like it's immature in a way, but in sort of the best way immature humor can be, you know? And
James Gunn always needs that guy. He needs the Scooby. He needs the Drax.
He does.
The shark.
Yeah.
He always has that one guy. And
he has that guy. Yeah, no, for real. And it's like and it's also like the common thing of James Gunn working with a specific group of characters that are all just kind of different. You know, they all offer different aspects, like in the Guardians and the Suicide Squad, and in this, where you've got, you know, the idiots, the funny ones, you've got the really, really smart ones who tend to be at the front end of solving things, doing things, and doing the most, but working them together in just perfect fashion. James Gunn likes groups, you know. James Gunn's good with working in groups, and yeah, I think these films are like genuinely. I don't know who directed them. I think they're really, really funny, and I think that it's the same director, Raja Gosnell, who directed Home Alone 3 as well, and Big Mama's House. Big Mama's House is a fucking terrible film. Just getting that out there.
This director probably owns a lot of dogs. He's also done Beverly Hills, Chihuahua, and Show Dogs.
And the Smurfs 1 and 2. That's a very fucking weird filmography right there. Very strange. That's just such a weird filmography.
But yeah, live actions are fun. I remember I watched them probably like 2 months ago or rewatched them, and Riley wasn't a fan, but I like them. Sometimes you
they're really
back into the childhood.
They're very much something you just have to buy into, right? They're not by any means like a highbrow humor. Like there is literally a scene,
but they don't try to be, so that's why it works.
No, there's a scene of Scooby-Doo and Shaggy literally farting up a storm, and then getting caught by Daphne. Yeah. And like that's the humor of it. It's so stupid, and but I think it works in a Scooby-Doo realm.
But that's the sort of shit that they would do, you know? And it's like my favorite scene, like probably in both of them, is when they're drinking the potions. And then Scooby-Doo turns like this Einstein character, like, I'm Bob, little man. And like throws him. That shit is so ridiculous, but I fucking love it. It's such a stupid thing to put
in number 2 with like the Scooby-Dooby. And then he presses the button and like that, like to stop him all. Like that as a kid, I was like, this is the coolest fucking thing ever, you know? Like
he's not the hero, because
that was the original Avengers Assemble, just
exactly
like dropping a one-liner and solving it.
There are some crazy cameos in this franchise as a whole that I will mention eventually. But
that's why looking at the screen I'm sharing of the release order, that's why when I sorted by release order, I was confused, because Courage the Cowardly Dog I feel like was so popular in like the late 1990s, early 2000s. So I was like, how is that the most recent one that they did a crossover with Courage the Cowardly Dog in 2021?
Yeah, that is kind of random. I actually didn't get a chance to watch that one. That
was a classic show growing up that like you're late night scrolling through channels and that one pops up and you're like, shit, this is gonna like give me nightmares for bed. Get me back to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's really random, man.
Yeah. Really random. That's the most recent crossover is Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Do you know what scene?
2004.
Do you know what scene I used to find really scary when I was a kid or creepy is in Scooby-Doo 1? You know the scene with Mary Jane when she's like already switched at that point? Like, when her face and she like stretches it back into motion and Scooby's like, what the fuck? That used to creep me out. Really creeped me out.
I'm with you. That freaked me out. Shout out Isla Fisher for that one.
Shout out Isla Fisher. Yeah.
I was watching that. I'm like, who is that? And then I look it up and I was like, oh shit, that's Isla Fisher.
This has a bunch of those like people where it's like, where do I know you from?
Yeah,
and also in 1 you've got Mr. Bean as well. Shout out Mr. Bean. So
don't worry, I saw Mr. Bean.
Thank you.
When was the first Scooby-Doo show?
1968.
69.
Okay, because Mission Impossible TV show is 1966, but I don't know if they did the hyper realistic masks on that one too. So I don't know, because Scooby-Doo is kind of like the pioneer of the, all the Mission Impossible movies now have like the super realistic mask that then they pull off into someone else. It's kind of very Scooby-Doo-esque.
Classic Scooby-Doo.
But again, Mission Impossible technically came first, but I really don't know if the first season of the show had the hyper realistic masks or anything.
That's fair.
Some of the animated films, and I'm sure we get onto them. Some of them, I mean, a lot of them the mysteries are very obvious, but there are the occasion one where I'm like, yeah, there were the occasion one where I'm like, oh shit, I didn't really expect that, when they do it at the end. And some of them it's like even a double bluff, which I like as well. So even when you're watching Scooby and it's like, okay, this film's kind of average, at least you have that to look forward to.
Some of them are like a quad bluff. Like some of them
they are. But
no, it's funny because either it tricks me, I'm like, that was really well done, or I guess it correctly, I'm like, kid made movie made for 8-year-olds. I figured you out. It's like, then you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, why am I happy about myself right now?
Real.
So we have this list here that we try to go through. But this is by all means not even close to all the Scooby-Doo content that's out there because it's a massive franchise, plenty of movies, plenty of TV shows that Cam was mentioning. We'll go in release order and just touch on ones we've seen. So Cam, you've seen the most, so we'll skip to the ones you haven't seen. So Hollywood, Scooby-Doo Goes Hollywood. Have you seen
ass.
I didn't get time to watch this one. Okay.
I watched it. It's ass. It's just this is one of them that is just Scooby-Doo and Shaggy.
Are they newer ones, Cam? Or is that old ones? Are we doing release order?
No, we're doing old.
Oh.
Scooby-Doo and Shaggy in this one. They as it mentions, they go to Hollywood, and it's kind of like it's like a meta commentary on their leaving their like Saturday morning TV series, as it says. There's not really a mystery in this one, like too much. Like people are trying out to get Scooby. But it's ass. I gave it a like 33 out of 100. It's almost my lowest rated on here.
And get to watching it. You want to watch it.
Crazy to have this in your watch.
Wait, is that your lowest one apart from Scoob?
It is. No, it's actually not. It's actually not. I gave one lower.
Cam, what the fuck is this poster you've chosen for Scoob?
That's what.
Hello, it just go on Cam's.
I think that's what the poster is.
Like Is it this one?
No. Go on his Scooby-Doo. Go on his account.
Oh, the Scooby-Doo 2.
Scooby-Doo 2.
Oh yeah, that
on my feed for a second.
Yeah, that one's fantastic.
No, there's a much easier way of doing this. By the way, you could have just accounts below. There we go.
That's a peak poster. That's the best one. That's the most incredible poster that
I might change mine to that. To be fair, that's funny.
Yeah.
How about
right?
the Ghoul School?
Yeah. This movie creeped me out as a kid. So this one again is just Scooby and Shaggy. But now they are in the Ghoul School. Scooby or Shaggy is a professor. These little girls that are all kids of like famous, like you have Dracula's daughter, you have Frankenstein's daughter, you have the Mummy's daughter, like they're all, and then they are in a school right next to a cadet school, so an all boys school, and they're playing a volleyball game for like half of this, but then, sorry, my camera's going everywhere again. And then at some point it turns to the mystery of it where there's like this one doesn't have a reveal, but there's a like eye creature with like a million arms. So it's like an octopus, but the head is just one singular eye. And then a random witch who wants to like take over this school basically and take over these kids' brains. And so this one doesn't really have a mystery. I don't love it as much. I give it a 54 out of 100. So a 2.5, a little bit higher than a 50, middle of the road. But it's not the best. It's fine. It scared the shit out of me as a kid. So for that, I give it some props, but nothing really to say. I really find it hard to like the movies without the rest of the gang.
Yeah,
quite honest with you. It needs the rest of the gang for sure.
What about the Reluctant Werewolf?
Yep.
Well, I didn't watch these ones.
These are all in Owen's watch list. It's funny.
Which is insane. Yeah. So I watched the Reluctant Werewolf. I have no clue if like anyone online watched these. Again, this is a movie like as a kid I watched and enjoyed. Again, it's just Scooby and Shaggy alone, and that's for the most part. So the whole idea of Scooby-Doo Goes Hollywood is that he actually doesn't want to go Hollywood and wants to go back to his Saturday TV. But then like the next movies that come out are just Scooby and Shag. doing movies, and I feel like that's disingenuous from the animated movie franchise. Not much to say here. Shaggy gets turned into a vampire or a werewolf.
A reluctant werewolf?
A reluctant werewolf, indeed. And it's just not a very good movie because the werewolf quits and goes and lives in like Miami or something. I can't remember exactly. And then they have to race against other monsters. It starts off with like them in a race. It's silly. It's dumb. I gave it a 50 out of 100. Like very, very meaty, middle of the road, mediocre.
I didn't realize how many of these early ones didn't have any of the rest of the gang in them.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, these are the ones I didn't
Nights is the last one.
1 star.
This is my lowest rated, and
I like this animation style though.
Nah, it's jarring compared to all the others.
Oh, the reviews in this are horrible. Cam, I have a question for you. Sorry, before you go into it, is this one of the racist ones?
Yeah, a little.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
Sure. There's a lot of colonization like commentary in the Scooby-Doo movies.
Sure,
we'll get into that when we come. These ones I just don't really care. These first like 5 I don't really care to talk about because none of them follow the Scooby-Doo structure that I want and that I enjoy about the others. But yeah, Arabian Nights, again, it's Shaggy and Scooby alone. It's the last one. They go to
they got Yogi Bear though, at least.
I forgot. Yogi Bear. It's just
Yogi Bear.
I don't think he's actually their genie Yogi Bear. I don't remember that. A lot of these were. This one specifically was a very much half watch because I was like, this is ass. I really wasn't a fan. Now we're getting into.
Oh, this is highly rated. Lots of people have seen this one.
Yeah, Zombie Island's really good. I don't know if you guys watched it.
I've watched Zombie Island. This Zombie Island was like one of the ones where I watched it and I was like, yeah, I remember this one as a kid. But this is like clearly one I watched. I think this one I actually utilized.
I never watched this as a kid. Actually.
Really, this was like
that I'd never seen.
A really I feel like this one is one of the most known ones or spoken about ones, just in terms of its mystery and concept. Also, I like the animation in this one a lot. Like, I really, really like the animation.
Good,
yeah.
This one, my review is. This is what my review is, but Scooby and Shaq, they're on this zombie island, right? And the witch or whatever has created voodoo dolls of the entire gang in order to just be able to stop them and tie them up, right?
Yeah,
and all of that. And they tell Scooby and Shaggy that they're so stupid they didn't even like bother making them voodoo dolls, and that's just a level of hate I can get behind. I respect the villain that is that big of a hater that she's like, I'm not even going to turn you into a fucking voodoo doll because of how weak you are and how dumb you are, and I respect that level of hate. I was a fan of this one. I have a 64 out of 100. It's one of my higher rated 3 stars. But you'll see I'm fairly biased towards the ones I watched as a kid and loved as a kid. So this one, but the structure they all follow, which I love, is they get to the area or someone has a chase with the villain of the week. And they have a music scene behind it. Like they have music playing behind it. They do their little games. So they like put them in a chair and they give them a haircut, or they pretend to be refs and they make them play football or something, just silly things like that. And then later they have another chase scene with music related to the episode. And that always brings me some joy. A second chase, and this time they're running through some sort of doors and tricking out the person. But yeah, this one starts off and the gang's kind of broken up. So after the Arabian Nights one, like the gang's getting back together now. And I like that. I like the gang getting back together.
Good one. Not the highest tier for me, but good one. I like it.
Mm-hmm. What is this?
Fuck yeah.
I
don't know the witch's ghosts. That's unfortunate because the witch's ghosts is
I like
peak. Tyler, change the backdrop for me on this. To just the Hex Girls, please.
Because this was the introduction.
The Hex Girls was an awakening for Mr.
It is like kind of it's crazy.
And like as
the first one
kid, these goth girls, I was like, what the fuck is this? And I fell in love, man.
Because this is like the introduction to them, isn't it? But also in this one, The soundtrack is a fucking banger in this one
Dude,
specifically.
the Hex Girl song.
Is that Batman symbol?
It could be. It's
Could be.
a bat symbol. Yeah.
This is like an introduction to the Hex Girls, and where the music that comes into play is actually good. And also in this one as well, like Tim Curry has he voices Ben, who's really, really good.
Yep.
And I love Tim Curry, obviously. And yeah, this one kind of surprised me. I don't remember this one, but I was surprised how much is in this one. Like, it feels so full and brewing and bloated, but also like kind of in a good way. Because this is one of the shorter ones, I think. How long was this one?
70 minutes. Yeah.
So one of they're all around 70, 75 long. Yeah.
A couple of them were like 90 though, so longer.
Which is incredible. But I will say, like, these early ones, this one, Zombie Island, Ghoul School, like, they actually have like real, like in this there's an actual witch and such. There's a mystery, obviously.
There's a central mystery, like a big
there's a central mystery you're trying to reveal. Ben, the villain Ben, Ravencroft, his like old grandmother or something was hung for being a witch, and he's trying to claim she's a Wiccan. And there's a whole mystery, and then like it's revealed that there's a fake ghost they're using, like the town is using to brew up like mystery and such. So they reveal, there's a fake ghost and such, and then the people who were doing that reveal that they found this book. So Ben then gets it, and then it becomes a second mystery that Ben was lying, and they're actually his great grandmother
was lying the whole time.
Is actually a witch, and like then it becomes a real witch story, and I'm like, man, this is a lot. But
it's some dark shit as well. Like, there's some dark shit there. And Tim Curry is really, really great as Ben as well. The voice acting on display. This is the thing. When I was going to this, when you're going through the Scooby-Doo films, the constant change of voice actors from cast member to cast member, it can get a little bit jarring when you're used to a certain thing.
I like it.
Really?
They all sound the same, but they're all different.
I don't think they do, though. I think there's some that don't like sound the same, you know?
Frank Welker plays Fred in most of these, I think.
Oh.
And I like him. Frank Welker. No, he's Scooby-Doo. Slash. Right? Slash Fred. Okay, so he does both, but he's constant throughout, and I like him. But this was an awakening for young Cam.
Makes sense.
Yeah, came out the year I was born. I watched it probably a billion times as a child, and I was like, I love these Hex Girls.
Oh, you were born in 1999. You're so young, man.
I know, crazy.
Yep. Owen, it's in your watch list. But to me, who hasn't seen this, this sounds like Twixt-esque with the synopsis. Small town in the Northeast, horror novelist, and investigating some witches. So Owen, go check it out. And I feel like Owen's more apt to watch things based in Massachusetts. Owen, start here, man. Start here.
It's better than Twixt. I don't even.
Alien Invader.
I actually rated this. Oh, this is a good one. I like
Invader's just fantastic. Again,
this is a good one. Yeah.
Same vibe of like the women that Scooby and Shaggy like fall in love with.
You gotta feel bad for them.
I feel bad, man.
You gotta feel bad for them. Shaggy was like,
this again has another like real alien plot.
Yeah, no, really, really, very much does. Like, and Shaggy was like all in on this as well. I love the introduction to the aliens in this. I think it works so well. But there really is like an inside governmental plot to this all. Like, this is probably one of the most like meta ones in terms of kind of a commentary aspect, and they're all kind of similar. But I really like this. I actually really like the animation in this one as well. I didn't notice how many Jim. I didn't notice actually how many he actually directed. He seems to have directed the best ones. I'm just realizing Jim Stenstrom. He directed 4 Cam, and they're all ones that we rate pretty highly.
That's
pretty cool. Is Steve a villain? Mark Hamill?
No, Mark Hamill's not the villain. He's he's one of the villains, but I think Mark Hamill also voices a couple people. I think Steve is the villain.
Steve is which one's Steve?
There's one of the highest likes reviews on this. If you scroll down, is a person with the crystal like PFP, and that's a level of hype I'll never get to with this movie. But I do love it dearly. Like, having crystal this at this age is incredible. You know what? 24 years after it released. So this one, the gang goes into basically like an Area 51 place, and their car breaks down. They get into this town. This town's talking about alien abductions.
Aliens. Yeah.
And then Scooby and Shaggy meet two girls who say they're government agents or photographers, then government agents.
And they're in there, by the way. They are like smitten kittens, both of them.
Yeah, they're loving it. They're in love. Like, this is the most emotional one, I think. So they're in love. It turns out the original aliens were just like, obviously, like 3 people they met who found gold hidden in this cave. Incredible. And
the design for the aliens is really, really cool.
Instead of like just stealing the gold that they could, they've come up with this elaborate plot of being aliens and to keep people out. Like, I don't think anyone was coming in, but that, you never know. And then it's revealed that the 2 people that Scooby, it's a girl and a dog, obviously, that Scooby and Shaggy fall in love with, are aliens.
They're the real aliens.
They're real aliens, and they've been like living on Earth, like just studying us. And and then Scooby and Shaggy are all sad at the end.
They're distraught.
They're distraught, man, and you feel for them. There's some emotion behind it. You feel for Scoob and Shag. My review is, quote, hold on a sec, let me fumble this alien real quick. And because that's what they do, they just fumble the alien.
They did fumble hard, like crazy.
That's a great one. I loved it.
This is a good one. I know Cam loves the one that's next, I think.
I'll go into Cyber Chase forever, man. Nice.
Good. Cyber Chase has some of the most interesting concepts visually
Cyber
as
Chase
well.
Is awesome, man.
Yeah, when they get to certain aspects in certain areas, it's like, it is actually really, really cool. Like in the whole Emperor section when they're getting chased, that's one of my funny. That's such a stupid moment when like they're just like, oh, what should we do? Oh, let's just dress Scooby as the Emperor.
Yeah,
they just like suddenly bow down to
this
him.
is the fun, like this is the fun shit of Scooby-Doo, right? Like, we're gonna dress Scooby as the Emperor, and now everyone's gonna believe he's the Emperor, right? Like, that's Scooby-Doo to a T, and that's fun. And this is my number one, without a doubt. This is, as a kid, I adored this thing. 91 out of 100. I have it in my 4 favorites right now.
Nice.
As like just what right now, I think my 4 favorites are animated movies, not by Pixar or DreamWorks, that are my like top favorites or something like that. But yeah, Phantom Virus, incredible. They get sucked into a TV video game, and the whole time, like, I knew the twist or the villain. Just because obviously I've seen this a million times and I loved it as a kid. But as I'm watching again and still knowing the villain or still remembering pretty well, the Phantom Virus is throwing out a bunch of different like baseball terms. And I'm like, oh. So like as a kid, you can like follow along. And then it turns out the villain is a guy who's also in this video game creation team. But he makes a video game, a baseball video game that's not picked for this like $500,000 or $250,000 prize or some shit. It's always some absurd amount of money. And they're just in the video game. They meet like their cyber selves. And so you see the old version of each of the gang members, like from the animated TV series, but now there's
this one has like a lot of references, doesn't it, to the original one? There's a lot of stuff about like time and generations passing and old kind of nostalgia fueled in a way, but it works very much.
It's without a doubt my favorite. And just watching again brought me so much joy because I like at one point they do the classic, like this Phantom Virus is a woman, like, or a person dressed in cloaks, and they think it's like an old woman. It's literally like Spider-Man 2. Sam Raimi stole from Cyber Chase, confirmed. And it turns out to be an old woman, and it's just so fun. And
that's stupid. This is a good one.
Tyler, you gotta watch this one.
I'll get on it.
This is one of the better ones for sure. But actually, moving on to my favorite one. No, my favorite animated one. Scooby and George. Shout out George. Here's 5-star. George, we miss you. This is one where you would have had love input. This one, so obviously this is like an episodic one. It's 2 episodes pulled from, which one was it? The Hanna-Barbera is the new Scooby-Doo, obviously from the TV show. So when did this one come out, Cam, this TV show? Early 70s?
1969.
Wow, it came out. No, it was the one after that.
Oh, okay.
It was the...
I took away my Scooby-Doo wiki. Give me a sec. Was it the Scooby-Doo movies? Was this 1972?
Yeah. Oh, 60. Was it 16th of September?
Maybe.
That's interesting. That was my birthday, or is my birthday, should I say? That's cool. What a birthday. But yeah, this one is like 2 episodes pulled together. I went into this just thinking it would be like a feature. It's not at all. This worked for me on so many levels. I mean, first of all, like, it is just a team up done in the best possible way when you've got just an affliction of great characters that I grew up with and know and love, and that'll be the same with Carmi, the same with George. You've got Batman, you've got Joker, you've got Penguin, you've got the Scoop Gang. Yeah, you've got the whole crew. And it's like it kind of works as just like, I think I said in my review, like an extension of the original episodes. It's just a 2-parter. Well, not 2-parter because it's different, rather. But it's just a crossover of these. It's an absurd crossover of characters. Like, it doesn't really make sense long term, but it works so well. Like, the mysteries are they're intricate, they're well thought out. The constant bit, Cam. This has my funniest bit, or like just constant joke of any. What's the character's name? You know who I mean? The one who says things backwards.
Doctor.
Professor. What's his name?
I don't remember. I watched it literally last night, and I can't remember.
Oh, Professor Flaky. Professor Flaky.
He's
the constant bit where he just says everything backwards. It's so ridiculous. But it shouldn't make me laugh as much as it did, but it really did.
Hilarious.
I think just seeing, like, there's a difference in terms of these kind of meetups of characters where they could have just felt like a legacy. I mean, it is a legacy, but it could have just felt like it's an early one, but it could have just felt like
now
cheap and stuff.
People would hate this now and say it's like cameo galore, but
I don't know. It's for me, it's handled in a way where they feel like they both sides of it, like you know, Batman and Robin, obviously they kind of earn their right to be there, and it makes sense in the world, like within the mystery. But it's like when you've got fucking Scoob and the gang, Batman and Robin versus Penguin, Joker.
Awesome.
That is a crazy team up. And even if it was like just nostalgia fueled shit, I would have ate this right up anyway. Like, cause I think this is just gonna work for me, you know. Like this for me is my favorite animated one. I love this. I think it's great.
Right. I'm with you. I love it.
Really, Tyler, definitely watch that one. Definitely watch that one.
That one's a banger.
Yeah, I mean, these movies just feel like a warm blanket when they're good. So
I watched this today, actually.
The Legend of the Hex Girls make a return in the Legend.
The Hex Girls do make a big comeback today.
Which for me, I literally did the Leo meme.
The point.
Hex Girls, yeah, exactly, man. So shout out the Hex Girls for coming back.
This one is this one's fine. This one has some of the worst accents I've ever seen. And that's actually a common thing in Scooby-Doo. Some of the Australian accents in this one are so bad. Yeah, I like the central mystery at hand with this one. I think there's some cool designs. It's very, very silly. It's quite funny as well. But I think this one's like a little bit safe comparatively to some of the other ones.
This one has a double reveal, a 2-mask reveal.
Which is like,
and then a third mask almost.
No, third, almost, yeah. I thought this one was fine. You know, it's a very fine one. It does it has the formula that works. It's quite funny. The accents are so bad that it almost put me off at certain points because they're that bad. But it's fine. This is like one of those classic 3-star ones where I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I enjoy.
I like the vampire look though. Like he looked cool.
This one, it's all about bands coming to a rock concert, and they and one of the bands was like killed by this Yowie Yahoo, this big vampire
looking fucker, like huge as well.
And then so it's revealed that 3 people are like the 3 characters that you meet a band, and then one other person's putting on the band are the vampires. And then it's revealed that they are actually the old band that was killed by the vampire, allegedly killed.
Yeah.
And so that's the double reveal I was talking about. But at first, the third reveal is almost, at first no one recognizes them because they all have makeup on. They're like a Kiss type group. But then she has to color all the makeup on, and then they see that it's the reveal to be the band. So it's like 3 reveals in one movie. It's incredible.
Yeah, at the end it's kind of so silly, man.
It's so silly. It's all silly, man.
We're gonna
the monster of Mexico.
There we are.
I love that. What is this? The El Chupacabra. This one as a kid. This is a like mega colonization type movie of like people coming to Mexico to people coming to Mexico to like sell land or something, I think.
Here's the third question for you, Cam, about this one.
What's
And when I was reading the reviews, I saw a few people say this, and it's kind of the same with. I think they were the same actors in the Batman one, the one the early Batman one, the episodic one. I don't like the voice actors for Daphne and Velma very much in these. I don't think they sound the same.
I didn't notice at all.
Really? That's surprising. Like when I'm listening to this,
as I'm watching them all back to back to back, I didn't notice a single bit.
Okay, because I did, and it kind of annoyed me. This one's very, I don't know. It was fine, but yeah, I just noticed the voice acts in this one it really irritated me at times.
Yeah, this is where I wrote the review of villains are like, I'm gonna create this wildly elaborate plan with all of these hyper realistic masks and animatronic designs.
Yeah.
But also, I'll leave a silly little trail of paint from my costume. Because this one at one point has like a crazy like they're in a temple. They're in like a temple. And like Daphne is stolen, and it just gets it gets wild, like and then they leave like behind a little like piece of paper that leads them to their capture. It's just silly.
This one's very like it's very bound. Like this one could be argued. It's quite like it's just soaked in stereotypes.
Oh yeah.
Soaked, and this is the case for
all
a lot
of these.
Yeah, like the I watched the Egyptian one as well, massively, like hugely. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that people don't love all of these, because it is very just caked in stereotypes of whatever Mexicans in this and that sort of culture. But yeah, I thought this one was fine. Like again, it's kind of this essential mystery hand. The introduction, like the tech, is a bit but no, I thought it was fine. It's one of those again where it's like the Scooby-Doo formula. I'm just gonna kind of
tech from here on out, though. They're like
the introduction of the tech is a bit of a weird one because sometimes I think it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like in like Cyber Chase, I loved it, for example, but in this, like not as much. You know, it's I don't know. It's one works sometimes, but sometimes you kind of would prefer that more closed in, just practical mystery, I guess. You know,
that's fair. Moving on.
The lock. Speak about stereotypes.
Oh yeah, the
so
Scottish
bad
accents in this.
These might be worse than the Australian ones.
This was my favorite as a kid. This was my favorite.
Really? Okay, that's interesting.
If I had Letterboxd, this thing would have been logged 1.5 million times, man. Like I adored this thing as a kid, like so much, man.
Honestly,
long legs reference.
Oh yeah, actually. That's funny. This one has. I thought I remember watching this. I watched the other day, and you think the Australian accents in
this one's brutal on the accent. And it's like what do you know? This movie is literally like, what do you know about Scotland? I think they have games. Okay.
I think I think they have like a Loch Ness monster.
Yeah, you know something about the Loch Ness monster, and you know something about Scottish games. And you're like, yep. Throw it on there.
They don't even try culturally in these films, like in the Mexican one and this one. It's so bad.
I love how silly these things get. Like the Loch Ness monster is like obviously this massive giant thing, but they're still like evading it by doing like silly little
stupid hijinks,
that just brings me some amount of joy. And then it's revealed that it's an animatronic Loch Ness, and it's like I don't know. I didn't like it as much as I did as a kid. This is like the only one that I fondly remembered and then watched and wasn't as high on, but still enjoyed it.
Have you seen the reviews, Cam? Where it's like people were mentioning the line where Fred goes, "The bomb diggity." I don't know if you heard that.
The bomb diggity, Fred.
Like the most boomer shit ever. It's crazy. I didn't mind this one, to be fair, but
this review is exactly what Scooby-Doo is. If a Scooby-Doo movie doesn't have at least 3 monster chases set to a bad 2000s punk music, I don't want it. And that's just what Scooby-Doo is, man.
They're the feel-good moments to me. I like those moments. Like, that's where I'm like, my nostalgia is at its highest, because I remember distinctly watching those moments over and over again, you know?
I absolutely love it. I'm all here for all of them.
All the chase scenes.
The next one's my favorite though of the 2 we have not.
Okay, I didn't watch this one.
We have not mentioned. Aloha Scooby-Doo again has some crazy like colonizations. Like they're in Hawaii and they have like a Hawaiian surf contest, but they're mad that mainlanders are allowed to come in, and it's like this crazy it's this crazy plot of like this woman's now the mayor, and she's not from Hanahuna, and so it ends up being the best Hawaiian surfer is the villain, and he just didn't want any of these mainlanders to come in and take it out. So maybe it's not the best case of colonization, but it's like crazy just subplots of these movies that it gets into. But the surfing's awesome, good fun. It's got little minions that are just robotic, like little minions. Add those to a list of like movie characters or movie things that I would just punt, because I'd send one of those fuckers sky high, man. Like them and a minion would just go miles, man. Absolutely deep in it. So yeah, the Aloha Scooby-Doo was a classic for me.
Yeah, well. I didn't watch this one. I did watch this one today.
I did not watch Where's My Mommy, so this one's all you, Seth.
This one is fine. Again, but stereotypes, very high in this one. This one has some like cool ancient Egyptian vibes, though. I will say the animation.
As you show that picture, I feel like I watched this as a kid. I just can't.
You probably did. This was like, I remember this one as a kid when I watched it.
Yeah.
The animation for this one isn't great for the most part, actually, because when did this one come out? What year?
2005.
Yeah, some of the early ones actually look far better than this one. Like you can even tell. I don't know. This didn't really work as much from a visual standpoint. It doesn't look quite as colorful as well, and it's vivid. But the Asian Egyptian vibes kind of go hard in this, to be fair. And the mystery's cool. But it's fine. It's nothing, great. It's literally another classic 3-star. Like I give quite a lot of these 3 stars, to be honest. I think my Scooby minimum, but I haven't seen some of the ones that Cam said are just like the worst.
Really bad, that I really
I haven't seen any of those ones.
I remember this as a kid now, and it like piques my interest to try. I tried to watch every one that I like remembered as a kid, but I didn't remember it at the time. But now that you're showing that picture, I kind of want to watch it again.
It's cool.
Camp Scare has the best reveal of them all, I think. The little like fat asthmatic kid actually being like an older, like 70-year-old.
Talk about a subversion of expectations. I did not expect this. This is one of the this is one of the ones where I was like, "Oh shit, that's actually like kind of cool."
That was like a good reveal. Mark Hamill again in this one.
Yeah, Tyler, you watched this one, didn't you?
Yeah.
What did you think? Because obviously we haven't really heard from you.
No, yeah, I was a fan of this. Because I watched this after one we'll talk about later, the Batman Brave and the Bold, and they're just like. This feels so much more just like a classic Scooby-Doo story where it's like the gang shows up in a new location, realizes something's off, has to get to the bottom of it. And all-time rug pull where I was like, oh, I'm going to get this one right. But this one subverted my expectations.
This one did well.
Yeah, I was like, I did not see that coming. But
so silly.
There's basically, wait, I'm making sure I'm not getting this confused up. This is the one where there's like a treasure hidden and there's like they're trying to blow up like the dam.
They flood a city or like a city unfloods to become like fill up a different lake. It's crazy.
To be fair, the villain tried to save everyone. He's like, because like he was when he's gonna blow up the dam, he's like wanted to get everyone out, and then like the gang's like, why do you think he wanted to get everyone out? And they're like, oh, he's about to blow this all up on all of us. It's like he tried to just wanted his treasure. He didn't want to hurt anyone.
This is the one, and you can see where Matthew Lillard comes back. That's what I was remembering.
Okay, gotcha.
He comes back for this one. Comes back for Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo in 2022, the Batman, the Brave and the Bold. So he's come back a lot recently, it looks like.
The recent
ones we didn't watch or I didn't watch. Man, maybe I got to give these a peep.
You can tell though as well. He is like walking Shaggy. I like it.
Oh yeah.
But definitely a lot of bonking has to go on for
a lot of horny shit in this one.
Oh, there's bonking in like all of these films.
What's her name? The girl at camp.
Ranger. No, wait.
Oh, Cam. Do you know what was a bonk as well? Actually,
what?
The police woman the police woman who's actually the villain in disguise in the one I watched this morning, The Legend of the Vampire. Oh no, was it the vampire one?
Wait. The police.
Where it's like the police woman in disguise with as the villain and in disguise is like a sexy police woman.
That happens in Scoob too.
I can't remember.
Oh, that's Scoob. That's Scoob. Yeah. That's Scoob. Yeah, that's Scoob. Not the vampire. That's Scoob. Yeah. That's the only good moment.
This one's horny because it's got Fred like falling in love with a different camper, and then Daphne's all mad about it. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if that's Trudy is who it was, but yeah, they have like a whole montage of her on a boat of just like bonk worthy shots. It was like 3 minutes long. I'm like, yeah, they're soaking in it right now. But no, good one. Camp Scare's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Then I also watched this one, Batman the Brave and the
I've seen this, but I think I watched this when it released, so I actually don't remember this at all, really.
Yeah, it was. So this was the first one I watched of my watch through, which was very abbreviated, but it's just so different than, and I'm sure based on everything you said about the first Batman crossover, very similar. They become a part of Batman and trying to solve his unsolved mystery as one unsolved mystery that he's never been able to solve. And, the gang gets involved with him, and there's like an Avengers portal scene literally where they all kind of come in and take on all these villains. And it's just, it's fun. It's just so different from like the normal like Scooby-Doo formula, where it just seems a lot more like smaller scale and contained to just like one guy being a ruffian at a camp or doing some sort of thing on the town, whereas like this is like, massive Batman level crime fighting where there's multiple villains and he has to assemble a whole team of heroes with him. And there's literally a portal scene. This came out like 2 months before Avengers Endgame. So, Avengers Endgame changed everything when they saw this, and they made a portal scene where there's like a whole, they all assemble and it's an epic reveal scene. And it's fun. It wasn't my favorite. I definitely like Camp Scare, and the more just classic stuff that's more nostalgic to my childhood, which like a lot of these you've touched on. Like I remember watching many years ago.
Watch the Batman one.
I'm sure I'll like it because it's hard not to. It's just it's fun seeing them cross worlds here. But yeah, fun.
I forgot the Batman one was like 2 episodes, so I'm halfway through and I'm like, they just solved it. What's going on? And then
I thought the same. I was like, what the fuck? What are we doing for the next 30 minutes? I was like, what?
Completely forgot.
And then
I had to buy that or rent it on Prime. The other ones I had like the Boomerang.
I did the same
thing, and so I got to watch all these on Prime for free. So having one kind of killed me.
This fucking
Scooby's ass, man.
I watched this this morning. This is literally the antithesis of what Scooby-Doo is meant to be. Like, I think you said it in your review, Tyler. It's like a maximalist project, almost. It's so stupid. Yeah. It's a boring team up that just lacks any feel of the original show, or even some of the animated films, or even live action. Just doesn't have that Scoob formula. It's not funny. I would say this is the least funny of any of them by far. The first 20 minutes are fine, like when Shaggy and Scoob meet, even though I don't love the voices, they're fine. But then after you get past that initial origin aspect, it kind of just devolves into nothingness. And it's just a shit use of IP. Like, this is the exact opposite of what Scooby-Doo should be. And it's so dull and unfunny. I also just don't really like the animation style as well. I don't really like the voice acting of the vast majority of them also. This is a shit film. I give it a 1 star. It's terrible. I hated it.
I didn't realize Mark Wahlberg was Blue Falcon.
Mark Wahlberg's in it.
Yeah.
I have not watched this since 2020, and I only watched it because it was 2020 and it was a straight to streaming movie and just like had something on. And it's just ass. I can't remember anything about it really, other than it's ass.
Good. You don't want to remember anything.
Ariana Greenblatt really is everywhere. She was young Velma in this.
Damn.
Ian Armitage, you thought young Sheldon was his most iconic role? Young Shaggy. Sorry, that's a spear run. But kind of Grace as well. Kind of crazy.
Kind of
the cast is like really known, isn't there? Yeah. It's so bad.
The animation, like initially when I turned it on, I was really turned off by it because I like just like the 2D kind of drawing style of animation. But then I was kind of like, you know what, whatever. It's been a long-standing franchise. I'll give it a shot, like something new. So I didn't love the animation style, but I don't necessarily like hate them for trying something different. Especially, but I mean, it seems like they've course corrected because now back with the next one, which came later, is back to more the 2D style. But I really liked the first 20 minutes. Like I thought Shaggy and Scooby meeting as a kid. It was very, very cute scene, like with the sandwich, and then like Shaggy just being a loner, can't fit in. He's like, oh, well, I got the sandwich, but normally I put like protein on it, but don't have any. And then Scooby runs away from him. And then he's like, yeah, I knew I was too fucking weird for even a dog to be friends with me. And then Scooby comes back, brings the liverwurst, and they're good. They're good to go. But that was really cute. And then right after that, they go into like a fun little like classic Scooby-Doo mystery when they're kids, where it's like like in a haunted house or whatever. And there's like a guy
very quickly.
Very quickly. But it was like what feels like, what you love from Scooby-Doo. And then the whole final hour of this, like hour and a half.
Simon Cowell in this. It's so weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, and he actually
2020. Like, I feel like if it was like 2010, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Prime pop culture, Simon Cowell. But now,
a prime X Factor period kind of thing.
It's very odd that
he's such a weird person to put in.
Yeah, really and they treated him as if he like. I feel like more relevant to nowadays and more accurate to what they're trying to do with them would be like the Shark Tank guys, because they're trying to get him to like invest in them as like just like a business or like a people.
Really
like
weird.
It was a bit of an odd one, but it was like the first 20 minutes I loved. I was like, why is this so lowly rated? And the final like hour, I was like, man, this has gone so far off the rails into the weirdest ways. But yeah, it's got the hot cop that comes and tries to arrest them and get the rug pulled quickly, and then Fred's like, I need to reevaluate some things in my life, that I was just attracted to this ghoul that was disguised. But yeah, a miss here.
Big fat miss. It's so bad. Like, this is the worst by far. My lowest rated is a 3, and that was a 1. I hate that film. And also, Tyler, it's like 20 minutes longer than any of the other ones.
Yeah,
and you feel
93 minutes.
As well.
You feel it.
Yeah,
that's why like it was tough, because I liked those first 20 minutes so much, but then everything else just stunk so bad. But none of us saw the final one, but that was kind of a run through of all these Scooby-Doos. So I do want to give my ranking real quick. I do not have a ranking, but yeah, if you two have one, go for it. I got my ranking. So 17, Scooby-Doo and Arabian Nights, then Scoob, then Scooby-Doo Goes Hollywood, Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf, and then Scooby-Doo and Ghoul School, and those are all 2.5s. And then 12 is a 3 and up. So then we have at 12 Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed, Scooby-Doo and the Legend of the Vampire, Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, and then now 3.5s and up, Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, Scooby-Doo the 2002, Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders, Scooby-Doo the Monster of Mexico, Scooby-Doo Camp Scare, Aloha Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo Meets Batman is a 4, and then 4.5 and 91 out of 100, Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. I went through a lot of Scooby-Doo this week.
I don't have a ranking. I have a top 5.
Yeah, I get the top 5.
All right, 5. We'll go Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase at 3.5. 4 will go Scooby-Doo Camp Scare as a 3.5. 3, Scooby-Doo Meets Batman, the 2 episodes at 4. And then 2 is Scooby-Doo, the live-action film at 4. And then 1 is Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed at a 4 as well. So live actions staying strong for me in this rewatch.
Yeah, I'll go through my top 5. Number 5, Scoob. Number 4.
That is saying a lot about where you got to.
Number 4, Scooby-Doo, the Batman, the Brave and the Bold. Number 3, Scooby-Doo from 2002. Number 2, we'll go Scooby-Doo Camp Scare. Number 1, Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed.
Nice.
But very fun franchise that I'm still going to be revisiting, even though we're done with the episode, just because it really does. When you get a good episode or like a movie of Scooby-Doo, it just really does feel just so comforting and fun. And you know what you're buying in for, and it delivers more times than not, and just providing a nice, like, easy watch full of fun, whimsical elements. And it's a good time. So Scooby-Doo, probably not what anyone thought we'd be talking about on episode, the year 2 special, but here we are talking about Scooby-Doo. When George is back next week, we'll have to get his top 5.
Yeah, true, actually.
But yeah, now we'll
let us know your favorite Scooby-Doo film.
Yeah, let us know, and let us know some we missed, because there's other films outside of these. There's a TV show, any of those, because they're fun, just like easy watches.
All of what's new Scooby-Doo.
We'll do our tier list now. So we're gonna do a tier list of all the movies that have made over $1 billion.
Oh shit!
Get that sharing.
Wow. Scooby-Doo.
Where are you? They pull that out in a couple of them, and I loved it.
I was eating that right
every time.
Okay.
So this is fully up to date. We got Inside Out 2 and Deadpool.
Okay, this is fun. I like this.
We got S, A, B, C, D, F, and then not rated.
So if we haven't seen it, I think we've all seen. I think we've probably seen all of these.
Yeah, I think we should
the
be
only
fine.
one I haven't is that first one, Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, that's an F.
Alice in Wonderland.
Actually, wait. Within the context of the rest of these, I'll probably go. I'll probably go D.
You're the only one who can rate this. So, but I think it's more fun to not have not rated. So we'll go D is where you're putting it.
Let me check my rating on it. I have it at 2. I have a 2.5 actually. Yeah, we'll go D. We'll go D.
What is this? Which Despicable Me or Minions is this? Gru Life is all it is.
Let's see.
Is it?
Movies
Despicable,
that
I think it's just Despicable Me 1.
$1 billion.
Is it Rise of Gru Minions?
No, I'm trying to read that.
No. I think that is Rise of Gru Minions.
Is that the only one that? Well, here's another Minion here.
That's Minions 2. Wow.
Give me a second.
If you're gonna make tier list creators, use
please
just like the
name
original posters. That's like, which most of these are, but like
I don't know which one that is, to be honest.
I'm sure they thought they were funny putting the Gru Life one, but it makes it hard.
Let me search Gru Life poster. Hold on.
Yeah,
I found it. Despicable Me 3.
Despicable Me 3.
Disgusting. I got that might be an F.
Let me see my rating. Have I seen? Oh, I have. Yeah, I have seen this one. No, I haven't. I haven't seen this one. I haven't seen 3 and 4 of Despicable Me, so I'm.
I got a 2.5, so we'll go D.
Okay, Minions made over $1 billion. What did Minions?
Minions is worse. Minions is an F.
Oh, Minions
no,
2
Minions isn't an F.
Minions 2 is at 990. So is Despicable Me 3 a D?
Yeah, Despicable Me 3 is a D, and Minions is an F.
I'd go Minions D because I've got it at 2.5.
I'd go D.
You've got it at 2.5.
I got it at 2.5. I'm looking at.
F is meant to be like.
I know.
I like Minions 2 like a little better, just because Minions similar to like Scooby-Doo, whereas Minions are without Gru the whole Minions 1, and then like the final scene is like them meeting him. Whereas Minions 2 I thought was more fun because it's like you have Gru with them. So Frozen 2, I haven't seen
2.
See,
I haven't seen Frozen 2. I've only seen Frozen 1.
I got it,
same.
It's all
Cam,
on me.
you got it.
Just go D. Just go D.
People really like. No, I have it at 3.5, so C.
Didn't you have Despicable?
I'd have a 3.5 B for real.
2.5.
No, C's good. C's good. Furious 7, definitely one of the better ones.
I think B. I think B. I like Furious.
I need to get my letterbox.
Is that the James one?
Yeah.
I haven't seen
this
that
is the one. This is the See You Again one. Come on.
I've heard this one's quite good for me.
I have it at a 3.
I have it at a 3.5. So I guess
it's got to be a C then.
I guess C is the tier.
Yep, C is perfect.
Is that Jurassic World?
I like Jurassic World a lot.
I'll go D.
I'm going B.
I'm just trying to make sure. That's World.
I'll go.
Kingdom?
It's World. Fallen Kingdom's there. I can see it. It's next to Jurassic Park.
On the very right next to Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yes, Jurassic Park. I'd say D for Jurassic World.
Sorry, I like Jurassic World a lot, so I'm going B.
I'll give it a 3.5. So I'll go
we'll
B.
sit at C. Then.
Oh wow. Go C then. Go in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to sit at C. It sounds like.
Which one is it?
Oh, that's one of the. That's one 4 and 5. That can go F. If that's 4 or 5, I can go F. That is one of 4 and 5.
So this next one is Dead Man's Chest. Did only 2 of them make over $1 billion?
Yeah, that's on Stranger Tides, isn't it? Or it's
Stranger Tides is an F. If so,
it's an F. It's an F. Whatever it is that if it's 4 or 5, it's an F because I hate both of them.
On Stranger Tides is a D.
A.
Wait, is this? No, there's Dead Man's Chest. So
Dead Man's
Chest.
Chest.
The second one, right? Second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably.
Wait, so you're doing Dead Man's Chest?
Yeah. A. It's so good.
I have it at a 4.
I got it as C. I've got it at a.
So we'll go B. We'll go B.
B tier.
First in the $1 billion movies.
Nah, what? Yeah, but in the context of $1 billion films, you don't think a 3.5, a 4, and a 4.5 is deserving for A within the context of $1 billion films?
No, we'll go B.
No.
We'll go
A 4.5, a 4, and a 3.5. Look at the shit we've got coming.
You said A. Cam said C. I said B.
Yeah.
We got like Jurassic Park.
I can't give that a B if I've given every other 3.
Avatar.
I think it's equal with Jurassic Park. I'm saying that.
Nah, Jurassic Park better. Skyfall.
Way better. Skyfall is a tier, I think. I think I might even have it as a 5-star, honestly.
I haven't seen it.
I have seen it though.
Oh, so it's all me. Haha, bitches. I have it at a 5-star. That's S tier, motherfucker.
No, I don't know if we could put some S tier if there's only one of us.
Seen it then, fucker.
Skyfall.
I don't even know if we should. I don't know. Thinking about it, if we should.
What
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Insane.
But my point is though, I don't know if we should rank them if only one of us have seen it.
That's such shit. We've done it up until.
I know, but I'm saying for other ones as well. I'm just thinking about now because then it's like if something's F tier.
The not rated is so stupid. Fuck this. No.
True. It is boring. No, this is more.
That's
fun.
what we know. We did that in.
That was a boring choice.
S tier. It has to be S tier. It's a
no S. No, because
S tier.
This is insane. This is insane.
No.
This is insane.
No, because I have seen it, and it's a 3.5 maximum for me.
What are we doing?
It's seen it. Tyler's seen it.
But I just don't have it rated.
I've not seen it in so long. You don't know it's a 3.
I've seen it.
You don't have it rated. This is insane.
No, carry on.
Crazy.
Carry on.
Tyler just said 2.5.
What are we doing right now?
Wait, do you know what we should have? Wait. We should have taken into account what George raised these as well. That's kind of fair, you know. George has it at 4.5.
He wouldn't give it.
Say.
S tier of the.
Just put it in S. Put it in S. If it shuts him up, put it in S.
No.
I'm just saying.
Phantom Menace is a C or D.
I think Phantom Menace is a B. I'll be honest.
There's no shot. I'm going.
Actually, I'll give C. I think it's way better than Jurassic World.
I have it at 2.5, so I may have to go D.
I'll go C. C then.
I think I have 2.5.
I have it at 3.5.
I just rewatched it and still just can't stand that movie.
I like it.
2.5. Yeah. So we'll go. Cam? What'd you say?
I have it at 2.5.
Yeah. So if you go B, we'll go C.
What's that?
This is Age of Extinction.
I haven't seen this one. I think
I have it at a 1.5. It's an F.
Age of Extinction.
I haven't seen this one. This is like Mark Wahlberg one. You have it at 2, Cam.
I have it
at a 1. We'll put it in
George has it as a no rating, so yeah, it's got to be F.
Yeah. This is Dark of the Moon.
Yeah, this might be A tier. No, it's B tier probably. I have it at 3.5, but I might have to raise that.
I have it at a 2.
You have it at a 2, so
and George has it at 3.5. That's like a C tier if you average
C or D. Yeah.
I would say it's higher than any of the ones in the C tier, so I can compromise at C.
Okay.
Like for a D or an F.
Is that Aladdin?
Yeah, I haven't seen.
I don't hate Aladdin. I'm gonna throw it at a D, but I don't hate it compared to the other.
I've got 2.5, so I'd go D as well. I'd go D.
I don't
haven't seen
the other Disney.
This is the first Aquaman. 3.5 for me. Cam, what is it for you?
3.5, I think.
Let's go with
maybe a 4. I actually like the first Aquaman.
Yeah,
if it is a 3.5 and a 4, it's probably
I got it at a 4, so we could.
We'll
B.
Go B.
Yeah.
Age of Ultron.
D.
I got it at B.
Oh, I have it at 2-star. I don't really like Age of Ultron.
I like Age of Ultron a lot.
Yeah, I give it a 3-star.
It's got to be C then.
I can accept that.
That's fine.
Now I got the Endgame and Infinity Wars.
I have it.
Infinity War has to be higher than Endgame.
I'd go C. I'd go C. I go C.
Search feature on Letterboxd still ain't great. If I can only type in Endgame and still Avengers Endgame isn't in the top 15 results.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'd
go C.
So we're.
Wait, I just said Endgame. It was the first one, Tyler.
Oh, interesting.
Unless you separate.
Maybe it's different on mobile. No, I didn't. Endgame, I have at 3, and Infinity War at 4. So
I'll go C. Endgame.
I have it at an A, and then I think Tyler has it at a C. So either C or B. But
we'll go C, and then Avengers Infinity War, I'd be fine at B or A.
I have it at 3.5. I'll go B.
I have it at S.
I have B. I have B.
I would say B. Seth says B, and Cam says S, so we got to go A.
Because George would, if that's fine. George would have an S. That's fine.
Yeah, it was in George's top 10.
Okay.
Beauty and the Beast have not seen.
Beauty and the Beast banger soundtrack.
I think is that the one with Emma Watson?
Yep.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think it's going to be a C tier for.
I have this rated. I haven't got this rated. I would go with.
That's the original. I had a 4.5. I do like the original.
I would go with
not rated.
D on memory.
No, I've got
a 4.
Yeah, I like.
Really?
Oh, I would go with D.
A lot. Like I listen to
C then
a lot. Black Panther, good. A tier.
B or C. Yeah.
I'd go B. I got a 3.5, so I like it.
B is fine.
Yeah.
Civil War, I'd go B.
I'd go C. I don't really like Civil War.
B tier.
All right, we'll go B.
We have 2 Bs and a C.
Captain Marvel, F.
And then
no, that's not. It's not. I think it's a D.
It's not nearly as bad as Age of Extinction or the other one.
I go B.
True.
I'm fine with B tier.
D.
But
D.
I think
Yeah. D. Based on this list, I go D. Dark Knight. I mean, for George,
B.
you gotta put that in S. I feel like.
No.
it's an S. It's 2 S's, and then
for
what do you
me.
guys have it at?
Yeah, 2 S's. Tyler has a B. I've got it in A, so it has to be A.
No, I just said
B.
A. I said A for me.
Yeah, so exactly. So it's coin flip then, Tyler. 2 A's and 2 S's.
Oh, true. We haven't had a coin flip yet.
Yeah, it's coin flip.
We haven't done coin flip in a while.
Yeah. So
We haven't needed to yet, to be fair.
for
I
S or
need
A,
people to let me know like how I lost the B tier or the
Because
S.
Tyler's seen it and he said he would give it a 3.5.
He does not fucking know. He hasn't seen it in a long while.
Oh wait, I didn't even say what we're doing here. So okay, so
Tails.
Tails is lower, heads is higher, but yeah.
okay, so
Tails is A. Heads is S.
Oh,
there it is.
we got one S tier. See, I feel like us having one S tier and it being the Dark Knight is okay. Like,
Yeah, I'm fine
I
with
think
that.
that's okay.
Could have been Dead Man's Chest.
Mid.
the Batman's still better, but Dark Knight will go S.
Oh,
Dark
this
Knight
is
Rises, I'd go B.
C. I'd go C.
I think I have it at B tier.
I'd go C.
B. What does George have it at?
George has it like a 4, I think.
That's a B.
I think C.
I think Dark Knight Rises is overhated.
But I'd settle. I think it's better than Civil War, probably. So I'd
Ooh, I've
settle
got
with
it at
B.
an A. I've got a 4.5. So
Yeah,
an
we'll
A.
go
Okay,
B.
B. B, that's fine.
Lion King remake.
Lion King remake is a
Shit.
touchy subject for me. I like Lion King, so I can't hate it. I will go with it.
Surely that means you should hate it if you like Lion
It's the
King.
same exact thing, and it looks
Yeah, but
amazing.
it ruins
Right?
everything. It's stupid.
That's a stupid argument. It's the same
No,
thing.
I'd say F.
And it said looks beautiful, and it's
No,
got
it
good-
doesn't. It's ugly, void of any emotion, shy.
It's maybe dull. I'll give you dull, but it still looks amazing. Like it looks visually amazing.
Cam
You
gives it
can't
a 3.5.
argue with me that the Lions don't. look
Tyler, what have
amazing.
you got out?
I haven't seen it. And
What does
George
George have?
George has
George
it at 2. So if a 1.5,
gotta
a
be
2,
D
and
then.
3.5.
It's got to be D then. It's got to be D.
That's fine. I gotta defend. my-
Avatar 1,
B.
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 Oh, that was easy. Is that Finding Nemo or is that Dory?
That's
Dory,
Nemo.
Dory. No, that's
Oh, is that
Dory.
Dory? Sorry.
Nemo did not
I
make
don't think it's bad. I think
Like
it's a
a
3-star.
C.
Yeah, I think it's a classic, like okay film.
I give it a 3. Yeah, so C. Fine
I'll go
with C.
C. I'll go
I'm-
C. I'd go C with Frozen as well. I think that's another classic 3-star for me.
Yeah, I would go C as well for Frozen.
I'm fine with
Soundtrack is way better than the movie. Deathly Hallows Part
S.
2.
S.
I go probably A.
Oh.
Deathly Hollows Part 2 is my highest rated, but an A.
Let me check
I
George.
think it might be 5 for George.
George is at 4.5.
So I'm at a 4.
I'm at a 4.
Highland's
I'm at a
So that's A.
yeah.
S
sounds
is
good.
5-star. That's A.
Fine.
Oh,
Iron Man-
that's bullshit. What you just did. That's flip those. Flip
Iron
those.
Man
Every
3.
other one. No.
No, if you look at ratings, Harry Potter's way higher.
No, but every
Uh,
single one, Tyler has put on the right side.
Yeah.
Except that one. That was a.
Iron Man 3. I
but
go
it
D.
makes sense. Iron Man 3 is F, I
would
think.
get an F.
F. Okay, F is fine.
If we're going
Joker,
F,
I'd go A
D.
or B.
Oh.
Iron Man 3 might get a shot by someone. I have it at 2.5.
George
Come
is
over.
still a 5-star in Joker, so it's got to be A.
I'm at a
No, because I have it at a D. That's got to bring it down.
You have it at a
You have a
D?
3-star.
You're nuts, man.
That
You
is
have
a
it
D.
higher than everything you have in the 3-star tier.
Oh, that's fair, actually. I'll go C.
So I think I have it at an A. George has it as.
What do I have it? What is my rating right now for it? 4.5. So I would go A. Cam, what are you at?
Got to be B then. Let me bring it down to B then.
Cam, are you S or A?
I'm A. I'm four.
Let me bring it down to
S,
B.
A, and B. So that's a coin flip for. Or no.
B. I can do a coin.
S.
flip.
Wait, if we have an
A,
S,
A,
A,
and
and B, that would be A. That's an
No,
average
it's
of
C. It's C. I don't have a
Oh,
B.
okay, so we'll do.
It's gotta
coin
be
flip for
B.
A and B.
Oh.
I agree.
I mean,
I'm
you're
fine
just
with
outruled in a major way.
I'm fine. I'm fine with. Yeah, you should be happy with a coin flip, Seth. Should be thanking the lords for a coin flip.
Tails. What?
Heads.
We didn't say anything.
Well, we always it's
You
heads
said
is always
last time.
higher,
I,
yeah.
A's,
Oh, we've got Joker. Fuck you guys.
Joker good.
Cry about it.
You're a walking Phoenix stan. I mean, bad person. Bad person. Don't get me wrong.
I don't know if I am anymore. His last few performances haven't been like, that great. But I was afraid. Actually, innocent. Take that back.
So is Joker. Joker's a good performance.
S.
Jurassic Park's S.
S. I'll say S.
Fallen Kingdom's like a C or D.
I think D. I don't really like Fallen Kingdom.
Cam, did you say F?
I have an F. Yeah.
All right. So what'd you say, Seth?
D.
And
So
it's
I'd say
hard.
D.
It's hard for me to not
D.
like a draft.
Well, actually, what is Fallen Kingdom rated for me? Actually, I don't. It might be F, to be honest.
2.5 for Tyler. A 2 for Seth. That's an F.
I'd go maybe F if it's 2.
But it's better than Captain Marvel.
It feels weird having that lower than The Lion King, though.
It's better than Captain Marvel. I'm going D. I'm firm in D.
Go D. That's fine.
So
go D.
We've been rating everyone we have lower than a 2.5 and F. But I'm not sure we're all there on the ratings.
Yeah, Captain Marvel at D was.
You are right, Cam, but like
subjective points here.
Yeah,
Insane.
you kind of have to. We're done, and we'll see.
You kind of have to go D to F, to be honest. If we're going by that rule, you kind of have to go F.
Who has Captain Marvel above a 2.5?
I have it at 3.5.
Yeah, I have it at 2.
Captain Marvel, good. Misunderstood masterpiece. It's fine.
Rogue One can be like a B.
I'd go C. I've got a 3-star.
C or a B. Let me see.
So wait, we have 2 C's and a B.
Let me see. Give me a sec. I
think you would have it higher actually, Cal. I thought you really. Oh, maybe you don't.
I like Rogue One. I'm not gonna argue. I
don't know where George has it.
3.5. So that's a B for me.
Okay, I have it at C.
No, that's a C for me. Sorry.
What is George?
I think George is like
3.5 to 4, and George is a 4. So at 4, 3.5, 3.
It's going to be a B. It's going to be a B.
Fine, a B. Far From Home. Talked us to death last week.
C, 3-star.
A.
It's got to be C because Tyler has it. What 2?
Well,
2.
What is George?
I think George is 3.5, maybe. So I think it's a C.
So what's the weighted average?
So Cam, I have it right. I have it at C. Tyler has it at D.
What's your C though? What do you have?
I have 3-star. 3-star.
I have
3.5. 3-star. And then
so we have a 2.5. We have a 3. We have a Cam is at 5 for you.
It's a
4.5. And where's George?
3.5 maybe for George. I feel like
3.5.
I think that's a C or a B. That might be a coin flip for C or B.
Yeah, we'll coin flip.
That might be coin flip for C or B. Yeah.
Oh man.
We're kind of due for a tails.
What was it again? Heads is the higher one.
Yeah. So tails would be
Heads. Not. Fuck, man. Far From Home.
Do not
really? That's not good.
That's fine since Cam loves it so much. So is a B.
That's fine. Ooh.
Skywalker.
No, Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
I think it's a B.
I think B. I like Force Awakens.
B. Last
It's
Jedi.
good.
A.
I have it at a B, but I would be fine with an A.
For me, a 4-star is
What
an
does
A.
George have, though?
I think George has like a 3 or 3.5. So I think
3.5. So A or B.
I would go A.
I think we got to put it in B then.
No.
I have it at a 3 right now, but I haven't watched it in a while.
Wait, Cam, where do you have it? Sorry.
I have it at a B.
4, 3.5.
Yeah, but 4-star though.
4-star, yeah.
Yeah, is that not?
S is 5, 4.5 is A, 4 is B, C is.
I'd say 4.5 and 5 are both S for me. So I'd go A.
We're doing coin flip. It's A or B.
It's fine.
No, fine.
I
want to put A because also the reactions from A will just get the Star Wars fans really annoyed. Or the
so
that movie looks so good.
Oh,
yeah, A for Last Jedi. I love that shit.
Man, that movie looks good.
It does. It really does.
Let's change that backdrop to a throne room.
Okay, now we're F. There is no way we're not having this at F. It's so bad.
That's F.
It takes everything the Last Jedi did, just like fucks it straight off.
Top 10 movie for Cam in 2023, The Avengers.
I got it at an A.
I'd
say, you know what? I'd say B. I think it's a good film. I like it.
Let me see where I have it at.
A 3.5, I think, for me. So I'd go
shit,
B.
I have it at 3, but I would go B.
George, I think George has like a 4.5, so I think B is fair.
Yeah, he has a 4, but B is fair.
B's probably still fair, yeah.
B's fine.
Fate of the Furious.
Is not
I
great.
think I may have seen this one.
Maybe.
Oh, this is when Gal Gadot shows up.
Yep.
I've seen this one. I don't know when.
I give it a 2 star, so it's got to be a D or an F.
I have it at 2.5.
What does George have it at? Let me see.
George has it at 2.5. So there's 2
D.
D. Yeah, it sounds like a D.
Hobbit, I haven't seen.
So I think The Hobbit, for me, I actually really like the first Hobbit. I actually would go A or B. I'd settle with B.
That's copium. I have it at 3.
Which Hobbit is that?
No, the first Hobbit's really good.
No.
Unexpected Journey.
All bad.
George has it.
You just think they're all bad and you have it at a 3-star. What do you mean?
They're all not terrible, but they're fine. I have it as C. George has it at a 3.5.
So
That's got to be B then,
C
because a
would
3.5 and a 4
You have
for
it
me.
an A? Oh, yeah.
I'll go B. I'll go B. So I
Okay,
thought
B's
B's
fine.
fair. Is that 2 or 1?
No, 2.
That's
Or,
two.
yeah,
Yeah,
1 didn't make $1 billion. 2.
Oh yeah, I'll go B.
I like Incredibles too. I have it at a B.
Yeah,
I think it's
B's fine.
3.5 for me. I think
I can give it
F.
an S, I guess.
Return of the King.
F.
I'll give it.
I think
It's got to be
S.
S.
I
There's
mean,
no
I
question.
think it's a 4 for me.
Aren't you?
If it's a
at it?
5 for Cam, George, and me, we're not even questioning this. Come on.
Fine, there.
That's crazy to have it at a 4. I'm not gonna lie.
It's the first time I watched them through as an adult was extended cut, and it was not the right move. I was so bored.
That's
Titanic.
A. I think I got a
That's
4.
S
So I'll
for
go
me.
I
A.
think I have it at a B.
I think George
So
had
an
it
A.
as. Wait, where is George? What is George right here?
So we got a 5 from Tyler, a 4 from me.
I think a 4 from me. I think.
Let's see. Oh, God, I got too many friends on this damn app now. 4 from Seth and
George doesn't have it rated.
So I think
It's
it's got to be
A.
A.
Yeah, A.
But I also think it's got to be B.
Toy Story 3.
I'd go A.
S.
I have it
Yeah,
at 4.5
probably.
to be fair, so I actually don't mind it. S. It's really, really, really great. I have it at 4.5, so I don't mind S. I'll go bit A
Same.
myself though.
George has it at 4.5. Yeah, that can be an S. Toy Story
Oh,
4 is not
wow,
that bad. I think
nice.
people
I'll take
overhate
that.
it,
I have it
but
at
probably
an
like a B.
A.
Or C.
I think it's. I think it's a.
4.5 is A. I have it at an A.
What?
You have Toy Story 4 to 4.5.
Yeah, I like all.
I have it at a
the
3.
bad
Never
Toy
mind.
Story.
I have it at
Yeah.
3.5, so I'll go B because and
It's
then
never
that
been
kind of
bad.
weighs up.
Oh, I have it at 4. I forgot.
What is Cam? Sorry, George rate it? me
George
see.
has it at a 3.
I
That
think-
might have to be C
ooh.
range if I'm at a 3 also.
That might be a coin flip
Coin
for
flip for
So we
C or
got
B
B.
or C.
2
Yeah,
B's and 2 C's. Yeah.
Yep.
I would go B. I like Toy Story 4.
All right,
It's cool.
coin flip. I need another heads. One more time.
It's
Yeah,
so
restart.
due. It's so due.
It's not. Fucking do.
Oh, that was a long
Ah.
spin.
It's
Tails.
tough.
Toy Story 4 is good. I like
Move
Toy
on.
Story 4.
Yeah, there's never been a bad Toy Story.
Toy Story 4 back down to C.
That's Zootopia.
Zootopia.
Zootopia, I haven't seen.
I
like
haven't seen this
Zootopia
in
when I
a
watched it. But
while.
what did I put it at? I have it at 3.5, so C is fine.
I don't have it rated.
I've got it
Cam has
at
it at 4 to be fair, so it kind of has to be B. If
Oh,
you're
I
3.5.
didn't know.
4.
George has it at 4 too, so we'll go.
Oh,
back.
that's yeah, B.
Ah,
definitely.
yeah, I haven't seen it in so long though.
Wait,
I would go A, but I'll
George's
accept
film
B
made over
here.
$1 billion.
Yeah, I think
feel like
that's
that's not right.
crazy. Actually,
The
that's
first
actually
and the last.
yeah, that's kind of wild.
Here
I would
we
go A, but I'd settle with a high B.
And Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah, 974.8. Oh, with re-releases got over $1 billion. Okay, fair.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a B or C to me.
I have it
B.
at a C, I think.
So
Really? What do you guys rate it?
3, maybe a 3.
You give this a 3. That's kind of sad.
Well, I like it. It just there's a lot of bad stuff in it, in my opinion. Like bad. It doesn't look great, in my opinion.
Liar. I
give
think
it a
George
I
definitely.
3.5.
don't think
George
gives
has
it
this
a
at a 4, so I have it at 4 as well. It's got
I
to
have
be
it at
B.
4. Okay, I have it.
Yeah.
At
Give it a 4.
I didn't
B's
know.
fine.
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
you do this all the time.
I don't
Daddy
know
finger.
every rating I have, man.
No Way Home might be good with B.
No Way Home.
I'd be good with B. I'd be good with B. George has it at the same rating as me and Tyler, I think.
Yeah. So I think it's
B.
a B if we're at 3.
Yeah, it's a
Bs.
B.
Top Gun Maverick A.
I can settle with S here, 4.5 for me. 5 for George. He watched it 89 times this year.
I'm probably
It's
at
not his favorite though.
a 4.
Okay. Okay, it's got to be A then, because I have it at
I'm fine
4.5.
with an A. I like it.
What do you have it as, Cam?
I have it at 4.5.
Oh, it's got to be A then. Yeah.
Dominion. F.
Didn't watch it. Haven't watched it.
F.
Dominion's worse than Fallen Kingdoms. It's
It
got to be
is,
an F.
It is. It's an F.
Way of Water A.
I'd go A/high B because I've got it at 4.
Yeah.
B.
So I don't mind either.
And I think
I'm
George is
willing
probably in
to
the B
accept a
range.
coin flip, but George and I are both at a 4.
Yeah, it's got to be a coin.
No,
flip.
we're all at a 4, so it kind of has to be B.
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
I think Tyler's at a 4.
I
right?
forgot what we're doing for these tiers, I guess. So,
I've been doing like I don't. It's
yeah,
difficult.
then I think it's a bona fide B.
Yeah, because I think we're all at a 4, aren't we?
But it's so much better than Avatar 1, in my opinion. But
It is. I don't think Avatar 1 is B. But
yeah, it's probably a C.
This is a C for me. Classic C.
C, D.
this is a fine C for me.
I think it's
Such
a
an
3-star.
I can't think of the word. I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but just a fine movie.
I think it's C.
Through and
Yeah, C.
Yeah,
I think
guess
C
it's
for
better than
Barbie
Wait.
as well, to be honest.
I have it at a B. I like Barbie.
Yeah, well, I guess. Wait, what? So what are we doing for the B tier? What
I
rating?
think B is
IB is a
3.5 for me.
I'm at a 3. Okay, so C's got to be where it goes.
We got a 4.
No, that's a coin flip because George is at 3.5, so that's got to be a coin flip for
George
BLC.
is at a 4, actually.
Is he?
Okay.
Oh, that's a perfect coin flip then.
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
B versus C. All right, coin. Give me the head's power. Give me head.
Coin gave Cam head, and we're
Nice,
going to
nice.
B tier for Barbie. Barbie and the B.
Incredible.
Inside Out 2, C.
B.
So, what did George rate it? Because I did a 3-star.
It's either a coin flip or a C at this point. Why did I just search George in Letterboxd?
I have
George Lucas.
George has it at
3.5.
I think C. I rated a 3-star.
Yeah, 3.5. Yeah, C. And Deadpool and Wolverine.
I've not seen.
It's B, I guess.
George and Tyler bring this down to like an F. Probably.
Put it at a D. I have it at a B, but
okay. So
I can be fine
can't
with
fight
D.
for this thing too much. It's not a bad tier list. I think we did.
I like the top 4.
I love the top 4 just because I feel like it's 3 widely known as very good movies, and then Toy Story 3, which I think is very
no. Toy Story is widely known. It's very, very good.
Okay,
I hated this as we went through it, but looking at it now, I'm like fine with how this should go.
Okay, if there's one, I have a question for both of you. If there's one change you could make, what would it be? Mine would be I'd put Dead Man's Chest up in A or F. Sorry. What about you two?
You would move Dead Man's Chest up. I would not.
I'd put Dead Man's Chest like equal
I'd
with
actually
Toy
probably
Story
move
3.
it down.
That is. What do you have it rated?
Like a 3.
Is this one of your things?
I think I moved Titanic up, maybe.
I've said many times, I think outside of the first Pirates of the Caribbean, none are that good. Okay, 3.5. Okay.
3.5 is like a B.
I know I have On Stranger Tides at a 2.5, and people love that movie.
No, they don't. On Stranger Tides, people hate that film.
No.
I'm happy how this should
Do
go.
you mean World's End, Cam? I think you mean World's End, the third one.
Oh, do I? On Stranger. Okay, yeah. I was.
On Stranger Tides is a piece of shit.
I was thinking at World's End. My bad. On Stranger Tides, I have it at a 0.5 star. So
I have it like a 1.5.
Yeah,
that shit's terrible, though.
Let's see.
Yeah,
This ain't half bad though. This ain't half bad.
No, it's not a bad list. Yeah.
I like the Last Jedi placement. I really like it because that'll just annoy people, and that's always fun.
Can you take a screenshot of this, Tyler, and send it to me?
A screen cap?
Yeah, like a little for the old
I will
Twitter.
do it for you.
Movies. They're great. All right. While you do that, we'll move on to some movie news.
It'll be real quick. So we're basically nearing the end of our 2-year special here, but we have some trailers that were fun to varying degrees. So Sonic 3, I think we all knew. At least I did. I feel like we kind of already knew what's the weight Sonic had online, but I think it was a lot. Oh, I feel like I already knew that from like Sonic.
I
2.
knew people like it. But
I knew people liked it,
I
but then when I saw the
surprised at it
engagement,
online.
like, did you guys see the interaction like discussing film got when they tweeted it, for example?
Yeah,
Like, it's crazy. It's much bigger than anything I imagined. And obviously, I know it's a huge IP, but huge IP doesn't always translate to that much music success. And I haven't seen the first 2 films anyway.
I guess I just remembered it from Sonic 2 that people went
it's
crazy.
only got a $500 million or $400 million box office.
That came out during like COVID though.
It did.
So it was kind of a weird one. And
yeah,
I think they released it on
first one
streaming
was-
like a week later.
The
so
first
it's
one was
weird.
300 million. So I don't know. Like, I guess it
It's
does
weird,
have
man.
a big online presence.
It's got Shadow in this one, though. I don't know if he was in the other ones, and that was a
Shadow.
few.
Post credit scene of Sonic 2 is hype.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's Shadow. But Shadow, I mean, I don't know. I saw
Shadow was cool, to be fair.
I saw people like theorizing. So it's got like in the trailer, it's got like 3 the Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails standing, and then like there's a 4th spot that
I saw Joe tweeted
or like
this.
theorizing like who it could be. I'm like, we can't. Come on, guys. Come on.
have some shame.
These are movies my 7-year-old niece loves. Like I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But like, come on. At some point, we gotta set boundaries. Need some respect for ourselves.
And then we got a trailer for Terrifier 3 really coming out October 11th. Seth, you're excited for this, right?
No, well, it's weird. Right? I'm not excited. I hate the first two films, so I wasn't so excited. I tweeted this. It's the perfect thing. Is like, no matter how many of these they make, I'll watch them, even if I dislike every single one, because I like just to see the cruelty they get up to and how much more just wicked and vile they can make it. You know, it's more of an intrigue than excited. So I don't like the first two films. I think they're very whatever.
Yep. Then we also got a trailer for Amelia Perez, which is starring Carla Sofia Gascon, Zoe Saldana, and Selena Gomez. Coming out November 13th on Netflix. This is a Cannes Film Festival film. I wasn't super excited about it when it was getting buzz out of Cannes. And coming on Netflix is making me like less excited. Yeah. So I'm kind of just like, whatever. It's the biggest asterisk fraud Best Actress award in Cannes Film Festival history. Because remember when we were talking about the winners and they like gave the entire ensemble cast of this best lead actress or whatever. It's like, so they gave like 5. It's like, no, you got to pick one. You gotta have award shows used to mean something. We're just giving participation trophies for everyone. I feel like maybe I low key feel like it was maybe going to like Saldana or Sofia Gascon. They're like, we got to give Selena Gomez an award to publicize to get this some traction. But yeah, that looks like whatever. And then I put this in there for myself because the first teaser for Outer Banks season 4 has been released. Part 1 coming out October 10th, part 2 November 7th. This show, love it. I eat this up. I eat this slop right out.
I gotta ask this. Never mind. I'm not an Outer Banks guy. I don't think I'll watch this.
Yeah, it was. I think it's just the first time I watched it. It was just like the vibe of just like the super orangey, yellowy hues of summer. And I can't remember. I think it came out during COVID. So I think it was a special attachment of it's like you're trapped inside all day. And then all of a sudden you see a show of a bunch of like people on the run throughout boats and seas and sunsets. And I was like, man, this looks way nicer than quarantining with a mask every day and doing nothing. So, but I'm a fan of it. It's a silly, stupid show. I freaking love the actor who plays Rafe Cameron. Like Rafe, such an electric character. He's obviously going to be in Queer with Daniel Craig leading together in Luke Guadagnino's film.
I have no clue who this guy is.
Oh, what's his name? I don't know. I feel like I've seen him in all the promotional.
I don't know, man.
Nope.
Drew Starkey, Daniel Craig. Incredible. Everyone will know his name after Queer comes out because that movie's getting very much Oscar buzz.
Sure.
But yeah, no, I love him. And let's see who else. I mean, obviously like the main ones, but I'm trying to think if there's any like side characters in that I really like. But yeah, fun show. And then Ted Lasso is returning for season 4 at Apple TV Plus. Jason Sudeikis is expected to return, but has not signed anything yet. Hannah Waddingham and Brett Goldstein have signed on. Phil Dunster not going to be returning as Jamie Tart due to scheduling conflicts. Cam, I've seen the first 2 seasons. I haven't seen the third, but even though I know some people didn't like the third season, but I think everyone kind of agreed it like wrapped up the show.
I heard that. Why did they start this again?
It's a perfect tie-up. I'm all for a 4th season, but like you can't do it without Jamie Tart. You just simply can't. And I don't even understand. Like the whole idea of this show was 3 seasons. They had the plan. Yeah, the 3rd season's not as great as the first 2. I love the first 2 dearly. I love the 3rd, but like it wrapped up fantastic. I don't understand how you can. I get the money and all that, but I don't.
Oh, is Jamie Tart the main guy? I just realized who he is.
He's like the main soccer player that they follow.
Main player, yeah. I only watched the first season.
He's the very classic asshole soccer player that makes a good character arc, and now everyone loves him, right?
Yeah. I know.
He's still on the team, like on AFC Richmond in season 3. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, I just feel like Apple TV has been losing insane amounts of money with every release. So like we got to play the hits. And then Brett Goldstein's probably like, man, Kevin Feige cast me as Hercules. I have not heard back from him in a couple of years. I can really use a paycheck. I've been staying shredded this whole time, waiting for the call. And me and Kumail are working out together, waiting for the call back from Kevin Feige not getting them.
I gotta give a big shout out to Nick Monahan. He plays Nate the Great, Nate in Ted Lasso, but he's also on the new season of Taskmaster. Seth, I know I've talked to you about Taskmaster, very, very European show.
I know it is.
The funniest fucking show I've ever watched. I love it dearly. I love Taskmaster. So shout out Nick Monahan. One episode he was wearing like a diamond dog shirt, and that just made me very happy just to see him. Like all he's known for is Ted Lasso, obviously. So I'm just big fan of him. Hope he's having a great time.
Yeah, but season 4 is probably just going to be a whole lot of slop and just throwing stuff at the wall. They're probably going to try and hit all the nostalgic beats. Again, I don't know season 3. How does it end with Ted?
That Ted goes back to the US and like it's just slop and hits all the nostalgic beats of the entire show. But it works because the show is all of that. Like, and so I don't know. It really works, I think. And Ted goes back to the US to be with his family. It's just odd. It's an odd way to come. It's an odd thing to return for this. So we'll see.
For sure.
Maybe it's a time jump or something.
Gareth Edwards' Jurassic World movie is titled Jurassic World Rebirth, starring Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, Mahershala Ali, in theaters on July 2nd, 2025. So we have Superman Legacy, Fantastic Four, The First Steps, and Jurassic World Rebirth all coming out.
Which one's getting
July
delayed
next year?
Which one's going to flop? I think
which one's getting delayed? More importantly,
that's true. But I think they're all making $1 billion.
Do you know what's crazy?
Superman's going to flop.
These 3 films, the one that I just don't care about isn't a superhero film. I actually like. I think the other 2
I'm the same way. I think it was a miss.
I'm quite looking forward to the other 2.
I'll never miss a Jurassic.
I'll never miss any movie with dinosaurs in it. I'll be there day one. That's why I was so hyped for 65.
Yeah,
but I think it's a big miss to name it Jurassic World though, because I
agree.
They're trying to push that behind them.
Should have been Jurassic Universe.
Yeah, Park then World. It should be
or just Jurassic.
Galactic Jurassic Rebirth.
There we go.
But
the other 2 films are just cooler though, because we got that.
It's just weird because this is a whole new writing team, directing team, cast. So it's like, why are they keeping that world?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of money wise smart, but getting positive reception, not the best. But so should be interesting to see how Gareth Edwards does. I'm excited for it in terms of the Sunset. I have faith. But the first 4 episodes of The Penguin will reportedly each be around an hour long.
Apparently it's gas. Sammy and Alex have both watched.
I'm excited for this. I think a lot of people are saying that they're not that excited for it, but I know
I think this looks so cool. I'm really excited for like you said, Cam. I think Sammy messaged me the other day and he said it was really, really good. Very much Sopranos related. I've actually never seen Sopranos. People give me shit about it all the time, but it looks really good for me. Like really, really good. Just diving into that kind of Gotham underworld, and then you've got Colin Farrell at the helm. It's just cool, man. I'm excited for this. Very, very.
Yeah, it should be great. I've seen a lot of people say they've seen no marketing promotion for this. Maybe I'm just watching everything on HBO these days. So they always play a trailer for one of their own products. So I feel like I've seen the Penguin trailer a billion times, but that's also because
I haven't seen much.
Everything I've been watching lately is on HBO. So it's just the trailer.
Yeah, I haven't seen much.
But no, we'll definitely be covering it on the pod. Do we know, is it a weekly drop or is it a drop all at once?
Weekly drop.
Oh, yeah, it's an HBO show because they changed it from a Max. So it's going to be a Sunday night, I imagine, every
the 15th maybe it starts, or maybe the 21st. I can't remember.
Is it that soon? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Barry Keoghan cast in Peaky Blinders
19th.
movie.
19th.
So fine. I don't know. I never watched the show. I know George is excited for it though.
The first 3 seasons are really good. I mean, the all of it probably is, but I've only seen the first 3 seasons, and they were great.
I've never watched it.
And then final bit of news is to build up hype for next week's episode because Beetlejuice got a 3-minute standing ovation.
You might as well.
That means booing them.
This is an oh brother, this guy stinks kind of.
Yeah, really. It's
3 minutes is nothing.
It was funny. Film Updates tweeted it, and then they had it's there's a new version of this post, an edited post. Apparently, it was 4 minutes, guys. Yeah, so that is kind of
4 minutes.
But someone replied to me a question mark, and I was like, well, no, 3 minutes is literally the equivalent of being booed at Venice. That's the point. It is you see any film gets 7 minutes.
6 or 7 is the bare minimum.
Yeah, that's okay, fine. That'll probably be fine, whatever. But that's a bare minute. If I see get less than 6, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, 3 minutes is purely just stretching your legs from being in probably those shitty seats that I imagine are at all premiere theaters.
Yeah.
But so Spin Zone though, someone said or someone tweeted saying is because the cast Jenna Ortega and Michael Keaton came on stage and we're going to start talking, so they sat down to listen to him. I think other Spin Zone, that's the way they're trying to spin it to make it not sound as bad because every time there's a premiere, it'll be showing the director and the cast, and they'll be standing there and waiting to speak or just be standing in front of the crowd. So it's no, they still give them the standing ovation. So they're trying to spin it.
The opening reviews aren't bad though. The ones I've seen mostly have been actually okay, surprisingly. So
yeah,
who knows?
Who knows? We'll see. We'll be reviewing it next week, and that's really all that's ahead. So I'm going to be rewatching the first Beetlejuice, and I'm watching Beetlejuice. But Riley's excited for it, so we'll probably be going out to see it together at the theater. Just because she really liked the original, but we'll see. The thing, I don't know. We'll talk about it next week. The trailers equally put me off, and equally also like sometimes I watch them like maybe this has a chance of being like not horrible.
I think it looks shit. I just don't like it. Really
yeah,
bad.
but it's just Tim Burton though. Like I feel like if it wasn't Tim Burton, you might give it a fair shake.
If it was Tim Burton pre-2007, as I always say, then maybe
which was the first Beetlejuice. So
yeah,
no,
maybe you can bring up
Beetlejuice 1.
Yeah, was that?
When was that? 80s, wasn't it?
Well, yeah,
yeah. So you said pre-2007.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant 2007 was the Beetlejuice. Like, was the cutoff point? Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, I definitely watched that movie when I was a kid.
No. Yeah, Beetlejuice is good. I like the first Beetlejuice. So yeah, who knows? Could be all right.
Well, thank you all for the 2 years. Everyone listening, but also you fellas as well. And George, you obviously are sorely missed this episode. Shout out our executive producers, Sean Morales, Josh Weimer, Stefan Johnson, Stefan Niebrick. The group, the gang is growing. Scooby-Doo.
Appreciate it so much.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Huge, really helping us each and every week. And we're going to be fueling on to year 3 now kicking off. But all of our patrons, obviously, thank you for being massive helps and getting us here, but also making the Discord so fun. I was chatting in there a lot with people in college football yesterday, but great time in the Discord. So if you want to check out our Patreon, go in the description down below. And then if you've been listening to us at all these past few years, just rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple. It would really help us out. Trying to get those ratings up, trying to get in some rankings of some top movie podcasts. But yeah, and then leave a comment, leave a like. We appreciate it. But
tell a friend.
Yeah, tell a friend. On Thursday, George and I will be here for the Real Quick episode where we are going to be drafting best completely original movies, so not based on books, TV shows, video games, anything that's ever happened in real life, personal stories. Nothing.
Kind of hard to find. Like, a lot of
well, because like so many things you look up that you think are original, it's like, oh, it's actually about this director's story.
Loosely,
the Before trilogy being based on Linklater or something. But yeah, and then Patreon only. Park Chan-wook's The Handmaiden. Cam and I will be reviewing that over there. But with that, we will see you on Thursday for the Real Quick, and then we will see you kicking off year 3 with Real Talk episode 105. George, hope you're having a great time in Nashville. And yeah, hope you all have a great week ahead. Peace.